Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion for approval of payroll and invoices in the amount of $1,789,680.78.
Second.
Okay, roll call.
Commissioner Ernst?
Yes.
Commissioner Engel?
Yes.
Commissioner Rollins?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogelsang?
Yes.
Commissioner Wright? Yes. Motion passes unanimously.
Moving on to regular business, item number 1.
Madam Chair, if I can, just make sure, you approved minutes for both meetings, correct?
Oh, yeah. We
Just to
gotta
make
do
sure?
Yes, sorry.
Thank you,
Final
ma'am.
trim hearing for fiscal year 25-26 held on September 15th.
Move to approve.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Ernst?
Yes.
Commissioner Engel?
Yes.
Commissioner Rollins?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogelsang?
Yes.
Commissioner Wright? Motion passes unanimously.
Okay, now moving on to regular business. Item number 1, the proclamation honoring Team Boca ECNL RL 2008 girls soccer team.
Commissioners, tonight, for your consideration is a proclamation on page 9 of your agenda packets. I'll read that proclamation onto the record and for your consideration of adoption. Proclamation by the Greater Boca Raton Beach and Park District, whereas the Greater Boca Raton Beach and Park District takes great pride in recognizing outstanding youth organizations and athletic achievements within our community, and whereas the Sabre Team Boca ECNL RL 2008 girls soccer team has achieved the highest levels of success in national competition, winning the ECNL Regional League National Championship, and whereas the Team Boca 2008 girls have distinguished themselves as back-to-back national champions, securing their place in the history of youth soccer and bringing honor and pride to Boca Raton. And whereas these accomplishments are a testament to the hard work, dedication, teamwork, sportsmanship, and leadership of the players, coaches, and supporting staff. And whereas through excellence, these young women serve as ambassadors for Boca Raton and Palm Beach County, inspiring their peers and bringing national recognition to our community. And whereas it is fitting and proper that the Greater Boca Raton Beach and Park District formally recognize and honor the Team Boca 2008 girls team for their outstanding achievements. Now therefore, be it resolved that on the 6th day of October 2025, the Board of the Greater Boca Raton Beach and Park District hereby proclaims, number 1, recognition that the board commends and honors the Sabre Team Boca team for winning the national championship and for exemplifying excellence in athletic competition. Appreciation that the board expresses its sincere appreciation to the players, coaches, team managers, families, and supporters whose collective efforts made this success possible. And inspiration that this proclamation serve as encouragement to all the youth in our district to pursue greatness with integrity, discipline, and teamwork. Just need a motion to adopt.
So move.
Second.
We don't need to vote on this.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what he said.
It's okay.
So we're just accepting the proclamation and
Motion to
honoring
accept the
team.
proclamation as read.
We're going to invite the team up here to take a photo with the board and hold this. You guys have to let Aaron stand in front. Melissa. Brian.
Coach.
Yes, Susie.
We'll let them take one separately, just them
Okay.
first,
Sure.
I guess.
However you want to do it.
Are we supposed to go or no? Just them first. We're not taking pictures with them, or we are?
Yes, we want one more with the board, guys. I'm sorry, one more with the board. One more. Sorry, guys. One more. Sorry.
I don't know where to stand.
Wherever. Yeah. Okay. Coach, your coach.
yeah.
And we're going to let the coach say a few words. We'd like to invite their coach to say a few words.
Congratulations to you. Very special. Very.
They're getting them all. Joanne's given them all. I don't know how to get it out of here, is the problem.
You do.
Yeah, can you just hold it like that?
Just real quickly, on behalf of our players and our parents, team managers, we're blessed. This is a very talented group of young ladies. As was mentioned, back-to-back national championships last year in the USYS, this year in the ECNL RL. They take everybody's best shot, but what they don't see is through the great facilities that we are able to play on due to Beach and Parks. It's just amazing how fortunate we are to be able to train in paradise, to play on great surfaces, to play games on these great surfaces. It does mean a lot to our players. And in our preparation this summer, you know, Glades fields were being repaired, I guess, and we were given the opportunity to train every morning over at Spanish River, and it felt like it was a small World Cup venue just for our players, but it was just a magical time. It was a venue for ourselves, just for the players, and we can't thank you enough. And I would be remiss just to let, not only are they great athletes, but they're wonderful students as well. And all of our seniors are probably, if not, they're almost all going to be playing at some type of college level, which is just really exciting, and their futures are bright. But we just want to say thank you for the great opportunity and for the proclamation. Thank you.
You guys don't have to stay. You can leave now.
Hey, Pat.
Thank you
Pat.
guys so much.
Pat Baker.
Yeah, I'm just getting text, the Zoom is going on and off.
Madam Chair, may I say something? Just so the audience knows, Pat Baker is the women's coach at FAU. And I was talking to him before the meeting, and he said 12 of these young ladies are going off to play soccer in college with scholarships. I think that's a testament to the skill that he's brought to these ladies and taught them the game of soccer. So just wanted to let everybody know that we're very fortunate to have him here at FAU in our program.
Okay, item number 2 on the regular business, the bench donation at Ocean Strand. Brianne?
Commissioners, on page 11 of your agenda packets is a memo outlaying this agreement between Mr. Khan and the district. This allows for the purchase of and installation of 2 benches over at Ocean Strand, as well as memorial plaques, as well as an additional dollar amount of $2,000 to go towards the maintenance and upkeep of Ocean Strand Park. Mr. Khan could not be here tonight, but he did ask me to read a few words on his behalf about the person who we are recognizing with these benches. Margarita had a deep love for nature, especially the parks and beaches of Boca Raton. She was a spiritual person who found peace and joy in spending time outdoors, appreciating the beauty around her. By dedicating these benches, her family hopes to honor her memory in a way that reflects what she cherished most. This contribution to the parks is not only a tribute to her life, but also a way for those who continue to love her to remain connected with her through the values and places that were so meaningful to her. And I'm asking tonight for a motion to adopt this agreement.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Go ahead and do roll call.
Okay, Commissioner Ernst?
Yes.
Commissioner Engel?
Yes.
Commissioner Rollins?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogelsang?
Yes.
Commissioner Wright?
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Okay, item number 3, SSP KCI contract for rink design.
Commissioners, page 16 of your agenda packets is a brief memo outlining what's taken place with the roller rink cover at Sugar Sand Park. As you all know, we had a project. We hired one of the architect engineering firms that we have on a continuing services agreement to design a cover for that. We approved a design with an anticipation of staying within our budget. Unfortunately, that bid came out well over our budget. I'm asking tonight that we entertain a motion to terminate services with KCI, the additional services agreement for that cover, and then a separate motion to put out a design build within our budget for this project. So the first motion is to terminate the continuing service, not the continuing service, the additional service agreement with KCI.
Move to terminate the agreement?
Second.
Okay. Roll call.
Commissioner Ernst?
Yes.
Commissioner Engel?
Yes.
Commissioner Rollins?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogelsang?
Yes.
Commissioner Wright?
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Commissioners, we are entitled to all the documents that were made from this project so far, including CAD drawings, any environmental studies, geotechnical studies. We'd like to take those documents and issue a design build for this project that would remain within our budget and give us a chance to see different design options, as well as prices that would go along with constructing that.
Move to authorize a design build for the project.
Second.
For the record, Madam Chair, which includes the retrieval of all documents which are owned and controlled by the district and shall be used according to the directions given by the Executive Director.
Any questions or comments on this? No? Roll call?
Commissioner Ernst?
Yes.
Commissioner Engel?
Yes.
Commissioner Rollins?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogelsang?
Yes.
Commissioner Wright? Motion passes unanimously.
Okay, item number 4, North Park FDOT Statement of Significance.
Commissioners, on page 18 of your agenda packets is a memo outlining what it means to sign a statement of significance. What this will do is, now that we are the owners of the west side of the property, any projects that take place on I-95 that could impact the property, we would have a say in that, and we would get some opportunity to have input on those projects. And this gives us, moving forward, any projects that they do. This started because they are going to be doing a 95 project south of Linton. It doesn't really impact this area, but because we're so close to it, this is our opportunity to sign this. So moving forward, any projects that impact 95 next to our property, we would have a say in that. So tonight, just looking for, I'll let Mr. Gorn weigh in on that as well.
Just quickly, Madam Chair, this is an opportunity for the district to make sure that the State Department of Transportation not only knows that you exist, but you exist for a reason, and the reasons are as stated in the memorandum. It specifically gives you a relationship with the department and things that they may do in the future, and acknowledges your legal significance to that discussion, as if and when they occur in the future. By not doing anything, you've sort of waived that right, which is not what the intention would be, but by virtue of accepting the responsibility of being engaged with the department, you simply leave that door open for the future.
Madam Chair, I believe there's a section of the wall along 95 that is not there, like a barrier-type wall on the southern end of the west side. Will this enable us to request them to finish that out?
We can ask about that, sure.
I think that should
we
be
could
a
do that
priority,
regardless, but-
just in general for the whole, you know, a sound barrier between 95 and homeowners just makes a lot of sense, so.
Okay, can we get a motion?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion to execute the statement of significance with the FDOT.
Second.
Steve, second? Okay, roll call?
Okay, Commissioner Ernst?
Yes.
Commissioner Engel?
Yes.
Commissioner Rollins?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogelsang?
Yes.
Commissioner Wright? Motion passes unanimously.
Commissioners, just quickly, I've been asked to make sure you all lean into your mics or move the microphones closer so it picks up on the Zoom as well.
Okay, moving on to item number 5, the North Park RFP presentations. There will be 5 of them tonight. Newell Golf, YMCA of South Palm Beach County, Boys and Girls Club of Palm Beach County, KemperSports, Old Tom Capital, and Boca Sports and Entertainment. What we'll do is we'll have the first person go, and then the board will have time for comments and questions, but we will hold all public comment until the end of the 5, and everybody will have their time for questions at the end of all the presentations. Comments, sorry. And then if we can ask all the presenters that aren't Newell Golf to go ahead and go outside, please.
For the record, Madam Chair, you can't direct them to do that legally, but you can simply ask.
We can ask if you would please go outside, if that would be okay.
It is a polite ask, for the record.
Below us. All right, and then Newell Golf will be our first presenters.
So are there 2 separate meetings?
I think they need that microphone for their presentation.
I don't think this thing's on.
Oh, it's on.
You guys are going to stand up for them. Do they have a clicker?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're presenting to the board, and then you can turn, you know, you can tilt yourself. Yeah, 10 minutes.
I told him to just spin. No, I'm just kidding.
Should we dance and sing too? Because you do not want him to sing.
I have 10 minutes, right?
Yes.
Hi, first off, I'd like to thank the district employees and the district commissioners for having us out here tonight. We're really excited to share our project with you, with the Newell Golf Development Team.
Tell the record who you are if you can.
My name is Zachary Newell, and I am one of the founding members of the project. Could we?
Click that way, go that way. Try it. There you go, just move. Go back.
Perfect. So our team here is our professional experts that are in the industry, and we are here to present our project that will go on the North Project property. We are presenting a unique design that is forward-based for the community. Our project is going to have an 18-hole par 3 golf course feature on the north parcel. I will have a 12-hole wedge park on the south parcel as well. Our TrackMan is going to be full TrackMan driving range technology. We have Team TrackMan here to present with us as well. Our golf school will feature Newell Golf School, which is currently here located in Boca Raton. And on the middle of the section, you'll see our community center project that'll be for the community to enjoy and be a part of the facility. On the top left portion, you'll see land left open. This is the section that we left for existing projects that align with the master plan. For example, whether it's a field house, aquatics, or future projects, we see it as an opportunity to potentially integrate our programs with them, so we could have potential summer camps, and we could have programs that these kids could experience multiple different aspects in the community. Safety and security is really utmost important for us. So you'll see when we designed our property, there's very minimal entryways and exit ways, so we can control traffic and people coming in and out of the property. On those entryways and exits, we'll have security cameras and license plate scanners to make sure that everyone is accounted for who's on our facility and on our property as well. Sustainability is really important, especially in the city of Boca Raton, the district, and amongst our golf course. We plan to be a lead forward facility and certified in that area, so we can have solar power and other amenities that align with our property as well. One of the biggest unique portions of our project is the professionalism and the experience amongst our staff. We combine between PGA golf professionals, LPGA professional, US Kids certified golf coaches, master fitters between TaylorMade, Titleist, and other communities as well. And all of our staff are First Tee certified coaches as well. That includes Safe Sport. So amongst this experience, you get a very unique professional staff that work with us. And our own designer is an American Society of Golf Course Architects member as well. Our past and current projects that we currently have from the contracts we have with the city and Palm Beach County show our relationships and strong relationships with the municipalities and the districts. And we have a proven track record of golf course management, design, development. Through the different projects that we've had between ourselves and our course designer, we have a lot of experience from the south and the north of all of Florida. Our professional golf management structure shows that we will not only be able to do design and develop the facility, we will be able to manage the facility for our entire contract, from our golf course operations to our golf school and our maintenance as well. This allows us to maintain the facility, run the programs, run the facility, and run this operation for many, many years and have a unique experience for our customers. The Newell Golf School is going to be featured at our facility. This will have programs for adult and junior golfers. This is very important for our community so they can learn the game of golf and they can access the facility, so they can go from the golf school to the driving range to the wedge park to the actual golf course and enjoy this with local members of the community and share and enjoy these experiences together. These classes will range from private lessons, group classes, and different programs that allow them to build characteristic and lifestyle and physical development growth. At the school, we'll have custom junior and adult fitting. This means that all customers will have clubs that fit them and that are able to play the game of golf. It's really important in the junior field of golf that they have equipment that fits their need. One of the biggest things we see as golf coaches and golf instructors is that equipment that kids have don't fit them, and they can't properly learn the game of golf. So it's really important that we have that available for the kids of the community, and we can provide that unique experience. Just now in the past month, we've also partnered with Under Armour. Under Armour has been a known commodity in the junior golf sector for the last 5 to 6 years. We are now going to be their tournament director for the South Florida region. So we'll be running junior golf tournaments from Miami all the way to Palm Beach, and we see that the new facility would be a great host for this. One of the biggest things we see in the community is there's a lack of facilities that will accommodate junior golf, and this is why we partnered with them to make sure we could bring new programs to them. The community programs that we work with are PGA Hope, Project 22, ABA Centers of Florida, and First Tee. And with these partners, we created the Boca Sports Foundation in order to raise funds for kids who don't have the access to play golf. To talk on the design of the project, I'm going to pass the mic over to Joey Graziani for the designer of the facility.
Thanks, Zach. Good evening. My name is Joey Graziani. I'm a golf course designer. A little bit about my background in your handout, but at the core of our design, we're going to walk you through the 6 key elements of our design. The first is the community center. The community center will anchor the entire site. It will serve as the core of our design. The event lawn will be out back of the clubhouse. We'll have food and beverage operations and a small golf shop as well. Anchoring the design is a putting course that's fully lit. A putting course is important because it is an introduction to the game. It goes back to the origins of golf. And the origins of golf at St. Andrews, the first putting course was built for inclusivity, and that's exactly what we want to do at Boca Links. 2 and 3 are the driving range and golf academy. It'll be a double-sided driving range with public access tee, with TrackMan technology, and then the Newell Golf Academy on the south side. We'll have satellite food and beverage options, lighting, and I'll turn it over to our TrackMan team to give you a brief overview of the technology that we'll have.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Jake Southards, Regional Sales Manager here for TrackMan and lifetime Boca Raton resident. So why TrackMan, right? As a technology provider, we're going to be an integral part of the experience at Boca Links and be able to have a touch point really throughout the customer's journey to provide a seamless experience when it comes to that ecosystem, and as well on the back end through our portal when it comes to operational efficiency for the actual employees that are running the operations, right? Jumping into the TrackMan range piece, this will by far be one of the more popular amenities. It'll definitely have the most exposure as far as access. You know, if we're speaking of inclusivity and really golf for everybody, this is where it starts on the driving range with technology. So we like to say for serious golf and for serious fun, if you are a grinder, you're a scratch handicap, we install the exact same radars that we use week in, week out on the PGA Tour. So you're getting tour level quality data for those legitimate practice sessions. Or if you're out there, you're a junior clinic, you're a person who just picked up the golf club for the first time, you could play 3D games and score points and actually have a fun and interactive experience as well with everybody. So that's what I like to say. TrackMan range covers the entire golfer life cycle, really from scratch to the beginners as well. A couple recent installs. We've partnered with the city of Palm Beach Gardens. It's one of the many municipalities we have here in the state of Florida. And just recently, we partnered with the Boca Raton Resort here. So just a couple projects recently. And then I'm going to turn it back over to Joey here. A big thing we have going forward that we're extremely excited about specifically with this project, a goal of ours is to track every shot on a golf course and provide that data, you know, for the masses, right? So that exact broadcast experience. This is something that's not ready at the end of this year, but by the time things really start to pick up speed here, this is something we'll be able to roll out as well. So I'll turn it back over to Joey. Thank you.
Thank you. So the 4th pillar of our design is a wedge park. It's a short golf course, plays 55 to 125 yards. It's fully lit, and the idea is to bring all golfers to the game, juniors and experienced players alike. So the out and back routing promotes walkability, fun, and it's family friendly. On the north side of the street is an 18-hole golf course. Holes range from 85 to 240 yards. So the idea is that we're going to hit every club in our bag. Golfers get the chance to hit every club in their bag. The short course, you're just bringing a couple clubs and a putter. It's fun. Green complexes will vary dramatically in size. It'll be a lot of variety, and it'll be designed to be maintenance efficient. And then in addition to that, and most notably, the 9-hole golf course doubles, or the 18-hole par 3 doubles as a 9-hole golf course. So on select days, you can play it as a 9-hole golf course and charge for 9-hole rounds. And most notably is it's a pathway to growth. We'll wrap up here on how the 6 program elements tie everything together. So we talked about the community center and the putting course. That brings everybody together and introduces somebody to the game. The driving range allows somebody to develop their skills. The wedge park allows them to learn how to play on a golf facility. You can further that experience on the par 3. And a 9-hole golf course is important because it allows your facility to be rated by the USGA. When you're rated by the USGA, you can then carry a handicap, and that allows us to bring golfers in at Boca Links and then send them out into the greater golf community. And to conclude, we want to be a memorable, fast, fun golf destination and community asset. We want to create a culture and a vibe at Boca Links. Thank you, guys.
Go ahead, Bob.
I've noticed that great presentation, fellows, and thanks for the work here on this course. I was looking at the financing part of the module, and you're mentioning that municipal bonds were part of your financing program. Is that something you'd be looking for us to take out a bond, and then the interest comes from being paid by the revenue generated by the course? Is that correct?
I'm George Rose, and I'm part of the team to help with the financial operations. And yes, that is 100% correct. We feel that it's a great public-private partnership to use privately generated funds through the municipal bond issuance. Therefore, you can control rates. You're still going to act as the leader in charge of the disbursement of the funds as this project moves forward, and repayment comes from the opening of the course and all the amenities to refund the outstanding bond debt.
Thank you. Can I get 2 more, Brian? The fee schedule is important to me so that the golfers can afford to play. I didn't recall seeing a fee structure in the documents. And then the other question that you can answer too is that lighting is of some concern to me since you're right in the middle of some residential properties. How is that handled on the driving range and then on the par 3 on the south side?
I'm Adam Friedman. I'm one of the principals with the project. I'm going to address the lighting first. The lighting will be the same lighting that they use at the park. I don't know if you guys have ever been up to the park and seen what the lighting up there is. It's low voltage directional lighting, so it moves away from where any of the residents are. If you've ever been there, their entire driving range and wedge course is lit, and they run it off 1 circuit breaker. So it draws very little electricity. The newer technology and lighting, you can direct the lighting in specific ways that it's not going to have a ton of light bleed back to where residents are. In the same way, we can use ground level lighting. For example, in the driving range, it can be lit from one side across. So the lights go more towards 95, and they don't go back towards the residents. The driving range would probably need the most light. The rest of it can be lit with very low lights, and so you should have very light bleed. The other benefit of having the lights is our goal is to turn the lights off when the course closes. We've actually gotten some community feedback, and I don't think it's possible or feasible, from people that live around that facility saying, well, can you leave them on? And that's because they want to sit on their back deck and see this beautiful facility. It also adds security that people aren't coming from the back side and able to get to where they live. It's all lit up. So from my background is more multifamily development. The quickest way to get people out that are causing problems on your property is light it. Works better than anything else. You put a light there, they don't want to be there. They don't want to be seen. So for us, it's also a safety and security issue. We're happy to do whatever the community wants. One of our biggest goals is to work with the Beach and Parks Board, and we're open to working with you and making this a reality. So If there are things that came up with the lighting that somebody threw a red flag out, we're of the position, let's work together and figure it out. Not, well, this is what we want to do. We're not here to tell you. We're here to work with you. On the fee schedule, I'm going to let Zach take over from Rich for a second with the fee schedule. I want to keep in the whole goal, real quick, not to cut you off, the whole goal is community. The whole process that we've been going through with this is we want to make this affordable and fun for everybody. That anybody should be able to walk onto this facility and they should be able to afford to be here and feel like they're on the move. So nobody should be priced out at any point in time.
In our golf course section, I believe it's just before the Y Par 3 golf, after the golf course design, the prices are listed in there for very low junior fees, making sure that's very accessible. There's a price structure for the Wedge Park golf course, and there's a price structure for the Par 3 golf course as well. So those rates range anywhere from $10 to $15 in the off season, and there's resident rates for Boca Raton district residents, and there's Florida resident rates as well, other than non-resident rates. So making sure that we're giving everyone the right rate that they deserve. There's lower rates in off season to make it more affordable when there's not as many people there. And there's very, very low and affordable junior rates to make sure that they can afford the game and they can enjoy the game of golf.
I wanted to add one more thing to that, because when we created the Boca Sports Foundation, originally it was the Boca Golf Foundation, and we thought about it and go, you know what, we're going to make this for everybody, all sports. If there's somebody who can't afford to come on that course, our goal is the Boca Sports Foundation is going to cover those fees. Our goal, and that doesn't just have to be a junior golfer. It could be somebody who's living on a fixed income. We want to make this accessible for everybody so that nobody gets turned away because they couldn't afford a green fee.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Steve?
Yeah, first of all, thanks, guys. That was a very impressive presentation. I'm going to pull this out. All right. It was very impressive. I have a couple of questions. With regard to night hours, what do you project right now, knowing what you know and doing things the way you've been doing it?
In terms of what type of projection?
In other words, do you see closing at 7:30 at night, 9:30 at night? What time do you see your night golf going till?
I would say that the night golf could go anywhere from 7 to 8:30, and I think that's something we'd want to sit down with the district and see what best fits the facility. I know past projects have been approved for, I believe, 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. with the Boca Paddle project. So we just want to make sure that, one, we're able to open the facility in the winter when the golf ends, unfortunately, at 4:45 every single night, and golf ends and no one's able to play golf. So we see there's a big timeline from 4:45 on in the night, and that would be something, to put a hard stop on it, I would say we would want to sit down with the district and decide what is the best use, what's the best timing, what's the best time frame to make sure that, one, we're not going too late, but also, second, we're not closing this too early for our residents to enjoy the facility.
Okay. The other question has to do with the wedge course. How did this come about? Because as far as I know, this is something this is first time.
Definitely. So there's a big boom in golf in general right now, from the Par 3 side to the Wedge Park and having more exclusivity to golf and more access to golf. I would say the biggest influence would be the Cradle up at Pinehurst. Every year we go to Pinehurst with our juniors of our golf school. This year we actually had 24 juniors there competing in the U.S. Kids World Golf Championship. And every year when we go there, we see these kids on the Cradle in that course. It's a 9-hole course, same concept, 50 to 100 yards. And they play up from sun up to sundown. And I've never seen so many people so happy, so relaxed, enjoying the game of golf. Dads, moms, kids, grandparents. You have every age of golf from the age of 5 all the way to the age of forever. And it's so important to see that, you can have a facility that kids can go play for an hour, right? Golf can be so long and dragged out in terms of 9 holes or 18 holes, and that's great for those that want to enjoy it, and we love it too. But when you're looking for that fun activity with your junior or your son or even your dad on the weekend, in the evening, you can go enjoy that course. So there's a couple short courses that have been going around the country. And if you look back on our slide here, you'll see that there's multiple different facilities. For example, the Cradle there, they do almost 80,000 rounds per year just on that little course. You have Torrey Pines, right? Torrey Pines, Pebble Beach, that just opened their short course as well. Augusta National partnered with Tiger Woods to open a short course up there, and they partnered with a foundation, Tiger Woods Foundation, for that as well. So the goal is, with the short course, is get kids fun community. The other issue that we have as a golf school, and I've seen this for the past 10 to 15 years, is access to the golf course when you have programs. So if we're out there and we have golf programs after school, right now I can barely get our kids who are training right now in Boca on the golf course. We struggle to block tee times, we struggle to get on the golf course. For example, we have our PGA Junior Golf League that was just at Red Reef yesterday. We have 35 kids in that facility, but we run out of space with parking, with logistics. So when you're looking at that, we can have the beginners of golf playing the game from the age of 4, 5, 6 years old, playing these very short holes, all the way up to any age playing on that golf course.
Okay. One last question, for now anyway. You run the golf course at Boca Country Club, and you run Red Reef and Park Ridge. But as far as municipal facilities, how do you see this program fitting in and complementing those two? Because the last thing we want at this point is to be going head-to-head with either or both of them. We'd like to see everything kind of like work together.
I think that's one of the biggest reasons we designed the course the way that it is. I've definitely spoken with our golf professionals and those in the city that help us run the Boca Golf and Racquet Club. I've spoken with them and shown them the design and say, hey guys, look, you guys are sold out. You're in the winter, you're sold out. There's no tee times available. Our juniors can't get on the golf course. You know, there's an abundance for demand for golf on the weekends or on the weekday, and that's why we went with the par 3 design. That's a different, unique style of design, and also it complements what we have in the area. Red Reef is beautiful. It's unbelievable, but there is a logistical shortage to being able to use that facility to its maximum. You know, when we're there with juniors and we have 35 kids coming in, we unfortunately had to cap our PGA Junior Golf League because we couldn't fit more kids. Basically, we couldn't fit more parking. We couldn't fit more cars in the parking lot. Sorry. So when you're looking at that, we're saying, wow, we do have an issue here. We don't have facilities that these kids can be involved with. We can't grow. That means less kids are able to get into these programs. When you're looking at our Under Armour Junior Tour, one of the main reasons we partnered with Under Armour, and they asked us for this specifically, is because we have relationships with other golf courses. So when you're looking at that Under Armour Junior Tour, unfortunately the last director had to step down because he could not get the junior tournament onto multiple golf courses. So our vision is, well, we have these relationships with the city and the district with these golf courses we have, and this would be a leading partner to help, one, not just grow our facility and help these facilities, but it's the stepping pattern throughout. So when you looked at Joey, his design, you go from the range to the wedge park to the short course. After the par 3, what's next? Well, you can go play 9 or 18 holes on these other golf facilities as well. So we definitely see it as a partner and a complement. You know, when you're looking in the winter, what happens after 4:30, 4:45? The golf school closes, the driving range closes, those facilities close. So now those who would love to be on a driving range over at Boca Raton Golf and Racquet Club, they have somewhere to go. So I think just overall, we provide a great partnership, and it'll, one, not just help this facility, but it'll grow all 3 facilities and help partner with each other.
Okay, thank you very much.
I was going to add into that. Our goal is to work together with the facilities we already have, not to replace one of those facilities. We see the county as a fantastic partner with us. We see the city as a fantastic partner with us. We see you guys as a fantastic partner with us. Our goal is to work together and make everything work for everybody, not exclude anybody out of it.
Just thank you
you very much. It was a great presentation. Just a couple takeaways for me to understand this is that, number one, it looks like it requires 29 million of this bond, and the bond, we typically go through the city for that kind of stuff. So it would be on us to come up with that, pay you to build and design it, and then the contingent here is that you're assuming it's going to be lit, all aspects of it lit, and so it's going to be operating from early morning till 11 at night to make it work?
11 at night, no. As we mentioned earlier, I see the window between, there's a window between 7 and 9 o'clock that fits very well.
Okay.
And that's what we mentioned earlier. We'd love to sit down with you guys and see, okay, what's the best use of this facility? We obviously don't want golf to stop at 5 o'clock in the winter and stop short. But we'd like to sit down with you guys and say, okay, what would be the best time frame to, one, give those of the public, the community, more opportunity to play golf, more opportunity to their families, their friends. You have those who are on vacation that are here and they are looking for activities to do in the evening. So I think that would be something as when we sit down together and we move to the next forward step is putting our heads together, what's the collective time frame. Our numbers that we ran are very, kind of, I would say, collective in terms of the rounds of golf. And, basically when we look at the night golf, we're looking at maybe 2 to 3, maybe 4 more hours of play, and I think that's something the community would love to enjoy.
And so that you measure it by the rounds of golf.
Yes.
You're asking for 130 acres. I think the Cradle operates on like 10 acres, is it?
That's just the wedge.
The wedge, so,
So the Cradle is just the wedge park. It's 12 holes that are 55 to 125 yard. That's one piece of our 6-piece pie. We've got the community center, the putting course, the wedge park, the range, etc.
can it be less? Can you get the same impact with less space rather than taking all 130 acres and still fit in with, I love the idea that you've kind of balanced with, who you're competing with and balancing it out. But it's still 130 acres. That's a lot of acreage, and we're just trying to maximize, community input and time that they get to use it.
There are a few corners that we could work on tightening up, but to maximize the full potential of each site, I think we've done that with the current layout. The northwest corner, we could probably give back a little bit more there and reroute some holes. But doing so, you now take away the 9-hole golf course potential, which is the ability for the golf course to get rated. That's the ribbon on the whole package that really allows juniors and new golfers to foster the growth and then go out. So, but as these guys have reiterated over and over again, we did leave 14 acres, and looking at that parcel and how it either gets expanded or ties into the golf course over there, it's certainly feasible and worth looking at.
Okay, thank you.
Real quick to your point, the 12 to 14, the 14 acres we left up here in the corner, we picked that because it's got the easiest in and out for the people that would be going to a facility that's there, whether it's a field house, whatever goes there, whatever you guys decide. It's the easiest to go in and out without having to go through the golf course parking lots. This again goes back to safety and security. They've got one in and out, and people aren't traveling all over the property, and you kind of lose track of where people are going. So for safety and security reasons, we section that part out.
Thank you all so much. This is exciting for me because I'm such a crazy golfer. So I do have concerns about the bond, George. Is there any other option for funding?
Yeah, how are you? This is Juan Carlos Salazar. So to answer your question, there are other options. We believe that aligning ourselves with the community in a stable financial instrument that can be used would be the optimal choice. I believe with some time we can definitely raise the capital in the private sector. We actually have some offers on the table that I'm contemplating. It would really come down to what the scope of the project that would be approved, what the complementary project that's going into the 14 acres would bring there. We see everything on the table as a possibility. Funding-wise, we have very strong contacts that would like to come in and fund the project. We believe that in order to align ourselves long-term with the community, the bonds would be the easiest way, and obviously the cost of debt, as far as interest is concerned, and it being front-loaded for the first 5 years would be the most effective. But again, we're open to feedback. We're also open to bringing our private investors in.
Thank you. As far as the Himalayan putting course, there's question on some of the proposals to charge for it and not to charge for it, and you are not charging for it, is that correct? Okay. You want to get the kids out there.
The idea is that putting course sits directly below the community center, and the community center is not just for golfers. It's for everybody who lives in the community. You don't have to go there to play golf, to go to the community center to have breakfast with your friends, or to go there and have dinner. We left the big garden area, the lawn out front, event area that's outside, specifically so that if Beach and Parks wants to hold an event there, or somebody wants to reserve it for an event, things can be held outside that are outside of golf. But just the thought of parents and grandparents being able to sit on the lawn, have dinner, and then watching their kids putt on the putting green or their grandkids putt on the putting green, or just go out and putt because you want to, that's open to the public. That is for the community to come and use without having to pay a fee to get to use it. To come into the community center, to enjoy your time there, there's no charges for that. You can choose to buy food there if you want, but if you don't want to, it's not excluding anybody. The whole goal is to make this as inclusive as we possibly can. And that's the feedback that we want to get from all of you. If you guys have ideas or feedback you want to give us to how to make something even more inclusive, we're always open to it. There's no closed doors. So 100%, that's free, and will remain that way.
Adam, you said something, well, you said it 3 times in what you were just speaking about, and it wasn't specifically covered in your presentation this afternoon. Food and beverage, how are you going to handle that?
So food and beverage, we actually have a food and beverage provider. It's the same one that's used at most of the county already. It's in the RFP, so you can learn all about Andy. He's in there. We're open a little bit to looking at other ways, but he's at Boca Golf and Racket now. He's at Osprey now. He's at Park Ridge now. He's at Okehili now, providing the food and beverage. He runs a catering company. He has food trucks. It's a very large company that could come in and take over the food and beverage. The idea for us was for us not to make money off the food and beverage. We would be working with a known vendor that's already working with the city, so that we're bringing in somebody who can handle everything. And also, their pricing is very reasonable. We looked at some outside vendors, and the biggest concern that we kept coming up with is they're going to outprice the community. The goal is not to have an expensive meal. The goal is to have a fun meal and something that's cost effective for a family to go there, or just, I want to go meet 3 of my friends there for breakfast and get a cup of coffee, and you're not saving up for it for 2 weeks. We want to make it so that it's completely inclusive. You can get your food at the community center, eat in the restaurant. You could bring your own and sit on the event lawn. You can get food in the restaurant, bring it out, sit in the lawn. Our goal is to have tables outside all the way around where people can sit and eat overlooking the putting green, and you'd be able to view the whole golf course. But if you look in the RFP, we do have a vendor in there, and we looked at it. He's done a great job with the city. He's done a great job with the community. He's a known commodity who's got a long history of proving how good a job he does. Why not just stay with the same group that's already involved with the city and the county?
Idea.
One more note on that.
Okay,
He's
thank you.
actually our restaurant vendor at Park Ridge as well.
Oh.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Okay. As far as the safety concerns, I like how you're going to do a road down the west side of the driving range to keep the kids safe, and people won't be able to get to the learning center without you knowing it. That's very important that the kids stay safe as well as the adults. So I think my only stumbling block is the municipal bond, and I have to mull that over in my brain.
So I don't foresee the municipal bonds as an issue. I believe that please keep in mind that we've modeled our financial model here to be ultra conservative, even modeled, for an economic downturn. The reality is that the scalability of that model and what we would present to private investors is far greater of a return that could be done within the first year, right? The first 5 years have been modeled I would say ultra conservatively. And so when you bring in a bond structure similarly to North Park and the $19 million in municipal bonds that were issued and paid off this past year, they were accelerated almost 10 years in repayment. And we'd be in a similar position just because of the scalability of the revenue.
Thank you.
I'd also like to point out that in our proposal, it will show a repayment of the retirement of the bonds and additional revenue to the municipality.
That's important. Thank you, gentlemen. That was excellent.
I had one more piece on the private road to then the golf course. The whole idea of this, of having the golf school here and the access here, is that kids can seamlessly walk and move through the facility without any access to outside areas. So just making sure that that's really safe, really, it works very seamless through the project, and kids can move around with their golf instructors and their team with no issues to outside influence as well.
So there's a current entrance back where that maintenance building was. We use the same pad where the maintenance building used to be. There was another entrance into the facility that went through a neighborhood, or I guess right up against somebody's house. We're not going to reopen that. So the idea is we can maintain all the traffic going through the whole golf facility without having to go through the neighborhoods to get in and off the property. So that we thought that would make it a little bit easier.
So thank you for coming. So some of the things I really liked about your presentation was you talked about reasonable pricing, affordable pricing, which is super important for all of us, I think. You touched on sustainability, which is really important to me. You talked a lot about this being for kids and the community, which is, I think, our main goals for what we're looking to build here. Some of the things I'm a little wary about is taking out the municipal bond and relying on revenue to pay that bond back. We're not getting any revenue share. That money is going towards the municipal bond to pay it back. And then, was there any talk about having an operating reserve? Because we know how expensive it is to operate a golf course. So we're wondering if there is an operating reserve that you guys will have?
I'll answer your questions in reverse order. So there is an operating reserve. It's $4 million throughout the life of the first 5 years of the project.
That comes out of the bond money?
That comes out of the bond money. It's set aside.
Uh-huh.
There is revenue sharing contemplated. The scope of that revenue sharing, I think, will be best defined in our concession agreement once the project would be ours. But in our original proposal, there is revenue sharing above and beyond the cost to service the debt.
Right, so that's only if you make more money than what is due for the revenue bond, correct?
Correct, yes.
Right, okay.
Yes.
And then in terms of the revenue bond, is there any protections that you guys can give the district in terms of the risk that we're taking out the revenue bond? Where are the guarantees from you that we, any protections for us whatsoever in terms of the money that we're taking out?
So, I mean, the way that the revenue bond would be structured would obviously be up to the investment banker or whomever's going to handle it on your side and how it's going to be issued. The structure, I can't really get into detail because I don't know what the, ultimate waterfall of how it would be structured and how it would be dispersed.
Mm-hmm.
So for me to answer that question, I would need to understand the mechanics and how it would be phased out. Would it be phased out and funded, for the initial tranche, which would be, in my opinion, the driving range, and then we would try to take on the golf, right? And if you take on the driving range and that's producing revenue, you have enough debt service coverage there to service the debt as you go, and so you would get, obviously some guarantees there because the debt's being serviced as we go, and as we scale, you would essentially scale with us. I think part of the overall consensus amongst us to not raise the debt and make this a private equity-driven conversation where our partners are really driving the prices and constantly asking for increases was to go the bond route. I think that that's the only way we can keep it community-focused. So a lot of the guarantees are going to be aligned with how the rollout is of the capital.
You understand that from our side of things, how that, it's taxpayer money.
Can I ask
Right.
Can I ask you a question on that bond? proposal, you had the bond payments at 1.16, but you said you didn't know the structure of it. Where did you get that number?
The repayments of the interest?
Right.
No, what I said is we didn't define what the revenue should be, above and beyond what the debt payments would be. So if we take the current market and we say that it's stabilized and there's going to be no further rate cuts, right? We modeled it after the current rate now, and the first 5 years are modeled there. What we don't know is what the revenue share would be above and beyond the debt service coverage. Does that make sense?
Revenue beyond that, but I'm saying like backstops or protections for the district. If you don't make 1.16 extra to pay that bond back, is there any protections in place for us? Would it come out of your operational reserves? Would you fill that gap in some way?
No, absolutely. I thought that was it. So on page 90, if you take a look, the implication is that it would come out of reserves first, it would come out of operations first, and it's basically tiered out so that we mitigated all risk that we can on the table with the bond structure in place.
Without knowing what the municipality's covenants would be.
One more question I had. Mr. Graziani, is the golf course architect, and you do have some experience with construction as well. But do you have a contractor on the team? Okay, so you're the only one on the team right now that has specific design and construction experience with golf courses.
And then we will go and find a civil engineer, which would be the next step. Anybody else that we need from, they'll kind of guide the environmental components of the project. We'll work together to put a plan set together, construction doc, et cetera. And at that point, we either go to bid or we can negotiate what we call a contractor.
Okay, 130 acres is a lot of acreage. It's all we have left, basically. Did anybody else have any other questions, comments? Nope. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The YMCA. Yeah. Is Jason on?
So they can speak to the people too and not have the back.
How sensitive is the microphone? Okay. All right, am I speaking to you guys? Speaking to... All right. Good evening. My name is Jason Hagensick, and I'm the president and CEO of the YMCA of South Palm Beach County. At the Y, we are guided by a simple but powerful purpose: to strengthen the foundations of community. Together, we see this project not just as a building, but as a legacy, one that will improve lives across generations. This presentation outlines our shared vision: the people we serve, the programs we deliver, and the place where it all comes together. At the Y, we believe stronger communities start with shared purpose. Did I win? We're here to serve, not to profit, because every person deserves the opportunity to thrive. Our mission is local, our values are timeless, and our commitment to Boca is for the long term. Our Y is financially strong and community focused, with over $16 million in annual revenue and $24 million in assets, all stewarded locally to serve South Palm Beach County. While we're part of the trusted national network of 750 plus YMCAs, every dollar, every program, and every decision is made with our community in mind. Our greatest strength is our people. From 422 dedicated employees to hundreds of volunteers contributing over 25,000 hours, the Y is powered by community members who give their time, energy, and heart. These are the faces and voices our neighbors trust, creating a Y that's not just in the community, but of the community. Nearly 40,000 individuals call our Y their own. From infants to older adults, we serve every stage of life, bringing generations together under one roof. With 4,000 unique daily visits, the Y is a vital third place in people's lives. Every day, more than 263 children learn, grow, and thrive in our preschool programs, building the foundation for success in kindergarten and beyond. Last year, we served 448 students through our after-school enrichment programs and welcomed, what's that? Nothing's happening. I didn't do it, did I? Oh, that's a long ways. That's the very end of this bad boy. Don't look, no peeking. All right, I'm stuck again. All right, there's the people. All right, so last year we served 448 students through our after-school enrichment programs and welcomed 2,204 children into a summer camp experience they'll never forget. Our programs are safe, structured, and designed to build confidence, friendships, and a lifelong love of learning. Sports at the Y are about more than just the game. We serve 2,785 youth annually through sports programs that teach teamwork, resilience, and confidence. From basketball and volleyball to soccer and gymnastics, every child has a place to play and grow. But enrollment is limited, not by interest, but by infrastructure. Our biggest challenge is space, especially indoor facilities that provide shade and shelter from South Florida's unpredictable storms. I don't want to jump too forward. Last year alone, we provided 4,422 swim lessons and reached another 3,548 individuals through water safety and drowning prevention programs. In a region surrounded by water, these life-saving skills are not optional, they're essential. I went 2 slides. There we go. Over the past few years, we've listened closely to the community around North Park and Greater Boca Raton. Through multiple needs assessments, the message is clear. Residents want health, safety, and connection. Wellness is a priority. Over half of respondents ranked a wellness center as the top amenity when asked. Accessible fitness matters. Nearly 60% of older adults expressed interest in specialized classes like arthritis wellness and families need options. Swimming ranked as the top physical activity, and residents are looking for aquatics, playgrounds, and childcare solutions that are safe and engaging. Older adults in our community aren't slowing down, they're showing up. South Palm Beach County is seeing a surge in active aging adults, and our Y is ready. And it's not just for seniors. Our age 50 and better programming reflects the lifestyle, goals, and energy of today's older adults who are redefining what it means to age well. Live Strong at the YMCA is a research-based program that supports cancer survivors through physical activity, community, and connection. Enhanced Fitness is an evidence-based program designed to improve strength, flexibility, and balance in older adults. It's low impact, highly effective, and proven to reduce the risk of falls and boost energy. But more than anything, it builds friendships and keeps people engaged and active every day. Our Parkinson's programming empowers participants to manage symptoms and improve mobility through targeted exercise. Our programs reflect the heartbeat of the community, but now let's talk about where it all comes to life. The North Park YMCA is more than a vision, it's a thoughtfully designed response to local needs. In the next section, we'll walk you through our facility strategy from the plan and site understanding to the vision and full scope of what's possible for this space and this community. Our approach to the North Park YMCA balances thoughtful planning, proven models, and the flexibility to grow with community needs. We've completed market research, conducted community needs assessments, and engaged national partners. Funding strategies are already being explored, and our Y brings the operational expertise to make this a success. Most importantly, we look forward to continued collaboration with the residents of North Park to shape a YMCA that reflects their voice and their vision. The development process is already well underway. We're currently in the pre-funding phase, which includes conceptual design, cost modeling, and refinement based on community input and funding scenarios. With the district's approval, we're prepared to move into the schematic design and further refine our cost modeling and funding strategy. Since I last presented our plans for the pickleball facility, our Y has quietly launched a comprehensive capital campaign, and we are well positioned to quickly raise the necessary funds to begin phase 1A of this transformational project. Now let's take a closer look at the site itself. We're focusing on the southwest section of North Park, strategically positioned with I-95 to the west and Jeffrey Street just to the north. With approximately 20 acres, we have the space to develop a full facility YMCA modeled after the Peter Blum family YMCA in Boca Raton and the DeVos Blum family YMCA in Boynton Beach. Importantly, both of those flagship facilities were made possible through generous land donations nearly 25 and 50 years ago, respectively. That visionary investment by Texaco and the Weaver family has continued to pay dividends for their communities, and North Park offers us a chance to create that same legacy here. We've approached this site with thoughtful design concepts that meet today's needs and tomorrow's potential. Our design is smart, scalable, and financially responsible. By phasing development and maximizing existing site features, we can begin with a meaningful impact and grow as support and funding expand. We've prioritized open play, indoor-outdoor flexibility, and a strong first impression with welcoming entry points and common areas. Phased planning means we can activate the site quickly and grow over time. From turf fields and arenasiums to wellness zones and commons, each element is designed to serve and scale. This rendering shows how the Y will sit on the site with multi-purpose space, shaded areas, and plenty of room to breathe, play, and connect. The expanded view brings the multi-sport and aranasium areas to life, showcasing how we built in flexibility, visibility, and future-ready design. Our long-term vision includes dedicated space for wellness, childcare, administration, and even a potential outdoor aquatics partnership fully aligned with community feedback and YMCA best practices. The YMCA is ready. With your partnership, we can create a space that reflects the spirit of this community and responds to its needs. That includes a powerful and growing need supporting our active older adults. Most YMCAs draw their strength from those who live just 1, 3, and 5 miles away, and that will be true here too. The North Park Family YMCA will be a hub for healthy aging, child development, family connection, and lifelong wellness. Phase 1A is focused on activating the site quickly and affordably. This includes parking, mini pitches, and an open-air aranasium at an estimated cost of just over $3 million. These elements provide immediate community access to outdoor play and programming with flexible, shaded space. Phase 1B builds upon that foundation. With an estimated investment of $8.9 million, it introduces enclosed space for structured programs, youth and family services, and dedicated wellness space specifically designed for active older adults. Together, these phases create a path forward that is both strategic and scalable, delivering impact every step of the way. One of the best examples of a similar YMCA project is the Sperlino Family YMCA located off Big Bend Road near Tampa. It began with a simple but impactful foundation, multi-purpose fields, an airnasium, a covered picnic area with restrooms, and parking. That early phase gave the community immediate access to space for recreation, health, and connection. Today, it has grown into a full facility YMCA, the flagship for the YMCA of Metropolitan Tampa, serving children, families, and active older adults with programs and amenities designed to meet their evolving needs. It's a proven, phased approach and a great model for what we can achieve here at North Park. Another strong example of a phased YMCA development is the Anaheim Family YMCA in Anaheim, California. This project began with a generous land donation, made it possible to establish 6 mini pitches, administrative space with restrooms, and essential parking infrastructure. The success of this early phase built trust and momentum within the community, and now they're constructing a 30,000 square foot community complex. This is more than a project to our YMCA. It's a promise to our community, a promise that families will have a safe place to grow, that children will learn to swim and lead, that older adults will stay active, connected, and well, and that no one, regardless of income, age, or background, is left behind. The North Park Family YMCA isn't just a building, it's a gathering place. A future-ready solution built on 50-plus years of service and shaped by the people who live here. With your partnership, we can bring that vision to life. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. Okay. Bob, want to go first?
Sure. Jason, thank you. Interesting presentation, and the job that y'all have done for the community is impressive. The question I have is, there was mention in here about a land donation. Is that what you're expecting, a donation rather than a concession agreement?
We're open to anything that the district prefers. So our goal would be to, in partnership with the district in the community around North Park, develop a YMCA facility. How the agreement is structured is to be determined.
Okay. The current facility now, I know there's youth sports groups that have limited facilities for indoor space. How would you accommodate that with your programming that you already do? For instance, will you have space for these youth programs? I'm referring specifically to Boca Ballers, another nonprofit.
Yeah, I think we would have to look into each and every one of the relationships that may exist there. I can tell you that our own YMCA right now is limited on space. So our preschool programs are full, our after-school programs are full, our summer day camp programs are full, our youth sports programs. We actually have volleyball practicing in our gym right now. We've eliminated all adult sports at the Peter Blum Family YMCA just recently in favor of allowing volleyball teams to practice as late as 9 p.m. at night. So one of the things is that I talked to several of you when Boca Hoops was an opportunity that the YMCA looked into doing. What we realized is there is a severe shortage of indoor gymnasium space for organizations like the YMCA, like what was Boca Hoops and others there. We'd be happy to be part of any solution, but if we're only building one gymnasium, I'll tell you this, is we're gonna need every bit of that square foot, because it's not just sports for us. So every kid that goes through the YMCA is gonna interact with the gymnasium, whether it's after school, summer camp, basketball, volleyball, gymnastics, karate, pickleball for seniors. Everybody utilizes the gymnasium. If I had one, I'll fill it before the end of the day. If I had 5, there's certain times of the day, specifically out of school times when the kids are out of school, I'll fill 5 gymnasiums. And any other nonprofit in the room would be able to do the same thing.
So in other words, there would be no space for any type of community recreational leagues to have a place there in your field house?
I don't want to say there wouldn't be any space for it. I simply want to say the demand for the facility that we're proposing would exceed the amount of space that we would have. If the district or if any of these other organizations want to come in and assist with some of the fundraising needs, then we would have that conversation with them. But if the Y is going to construct it, if the community is going to construct it, that's where the priority is going to be.
So with a land donation, then that would mean that in perpetuity, the YMCA would own that land.
I think, again, that would have to be determined based on the agreement that we entertain. But again, if the Y is going to put significant capital investments to it, we'd want as long an agreement and as strong an agreement as we could come to. So whether it's a 50-year plus renewals, that would certainly be something we would consider. But the full facility YMCA, Bob, is north of $25, $26 million to build a YMCA today. So that's a significant investment for any organization that's going to go in, especially any nonprofit that's going to go in and put that money into it.
Yeah, and I understand that too. Other proposals we have do show some revenue sharing with the districts, the reason I'm asking that question.
Good news about a nonprofit is we don't technically have revenues that we can share with you, so it wouldn't apply.
I saw that your budget was a break-even type of program, but I'm just saying that, looking at other opportunities here, donating the land and then not getting any return from that, I'm not sure that we can even do that as a district.
Well, I think one of the things that is going to be different from us is that the people that utilize the YMCA, there are fees that go along with it. We make sure that nobody is turned away based on an inability to pay. But if you're working with, let's say, a city, more commonly a Parks and Recreation, the Beach and Parks District is going to be on the hook for subsidizing, and the community is going to be on the hook for subsidizing that facility, that program, that organization. In the YMCA's case, the fair share of the members, the program participants, and the people that actually use the facility are going to offset the cost for it. So the district, in an ideal situation, is not going to have any operating costs passed at all in this. So it'd be the land that the district is putting up. The YMCA is proposing that we build the facility, we maintain the facility, we operate the facility, and we do that in partnership with the community that we serve.
And what's your timeline for the fundraising to get to this point?
So that's the importance of the phased approach for us, because we could come in relatively early with phase 1A, the $3 million, which would be a mini pitch, actually a couple of mini pitches in the initial Airnasium. We're working right now with the U.S. Soccer Foundation. We actually believe we have a donor that would come in already and step up for the mini pitches. Since we last spoke, I kind of mentioned it earlier, since I last presented on the pickleball, Bob, we've quietly launched a comprehensive capital campaign, and we are out asking people to support the YMCA currently, and many of them are responding favorably. I'm not in a position where I can share with the fundraising. Now, those dollars are specifically earmarked for the Peter Blum Family YMCA and the DeVos Blum Family YMCA, but many of the people that we're talking to are asking the question, what's next for the YMCA? What future projects do you have? One of the challenges for us is we're not building a new YMCA. This would change that potentially. So I'm confident that we're in a great position to fundraise, and we could start with parking lot, mini pitch, Airnasium relatively quickly. I would assume within 18 to 36 months.
Yeah, what is the interest of the U.S. Soccer Federation and
U.S. Soccer Foundation. So
yes.
as part of their Road to 2026, of which we're one of 17 YMCAs that are partnering with them at the international level, the Road to 2026 is when the United States is hosting the World Cup. So there's a big push on getting more and more and more kids involved in youth soccer programming. Again, we're part of that. So U.S. Soccer Foundation is going into communities that are partnering with them. Again, we're one of those, to help them identify donors to build a mini pitch, if not multiple mini pitches.
Thank you.
And if you're not familiar with a mini pitch, it's often a multi-sport court, fenced in, smaller in scale usually than a full-size facility, focused more on youth soccer participation as opposed to large full-size soccer fields and such. You can get more kids, more activity, more utilization than you can on a typical field.
Okay.
Sure. So, Jason, just to summarize things, I think you've identified a need that we've identified as well, the community. There's a need for field houses, and we're behind the times on it.
Yep.
So you're willing to come in from a Y perspective and fund the initial, a phased approach, starting with like 3 to 4 million to do this all. You would take on the risk and ownership of just kind of managing it, building out the road stuff to build in that area for what's proposed.
As I understand it today, Craig, yes.
Yeah. Okay. And from that perspective, the community benefits because you have potentially daycare, fitness, and senior programming, and you're not going to turn away anyone.
We take pride in the fact that we don't turn anybody away based on an inability to pay. So if somebody needs financial assistance and they want to participate in YMCA programs, we're going to make sure that that happens.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you. Yep.
Thank you.
Great presentation, Jason.
Thank you.
Oh, and it's always a pleasure to see you. You laugh at all my jokes. You gave us a 3 to 4 year, I'm sorry, an 18 to 36 months timeline for phase 1. Worst case scenario, we have a problem raising funds,
Yeah.
we get hit by a couple of hurricanes, whatever the case might be. What is your scenario, your timeline to complete the entire project, 1A and 1B?
I mean, please understand that my vision for this would be a full facility YMCA serving 20+ thousand people on an annual basis. So that is not just what you saw in phase 1A and phase 1B. Phase 1A, mini pitches arenasium. Phase 1B, enclosed basketball space, additional wellness space, primarily for senior wellness programming. Common area in the middle, and then a full facility YMCA, including a pool there. Now that, again, that's $25, $30, $40 million. YMCA's, when those cost $8 million, they were relatively easy to do. As the costs have escalated over time and they become much more complex and difficult to raise those kind of funds, I would be foolish if I gave you an actual time frame for it.
So, and I'm pulling numbers out of the air. Conceivably, this could take, for the full program, 5, 6, 7 years.
Yeah, I think it'd be reasonable, and this could be something in the agreement with the district, is that you put stipulations on it. That you say that over the course of 3 years, these are the deliverables that we expect out of the YMCA. That's not uncommon in these scenarios where an organization like Beach and Parks is considering a land donation or land usage agreement with an organization like our YMCA. So if you said the YMCA has to deliver X by this date, if you want to keep the 20 acres. If you're only utilizing 5 acres past a certain time frame, then the 15 acres comes back into play for the district at that time. It's not ideal for us because we want to do it right, and we want to do it in a scenario where it's going to have long-term sustainability. It does us no good if we went out tomorrow and built a $25, $30 million YMCA and we didn't do the due diligence and the community doesn't want it and they don't want to support what we're proposing. So then you have a beautiful facility that nobody uses. That doesn't do us any good. So what we want to make sure is that we're working alongside the district and alongside the community to make sure that whatever YMCA ultimately would be built there truly meets the community needs of that neighborhood, and we go from there. So, I mean, if I thought within the next 18 to 36 months we could do phase 1A, I'd figure between 3 and 5, 3 and 6 years. And it all depends. If somebody walks in tomorrow and says, here's a $5 million check, the gym will go just as fast as the district and the YMCA can move. But I can't predict that.
Okay, thanks.
Yep.
Okay, Susie? Welcome back.
Hi, good to see you guys again.
Couple questions. On the acreage, you have the grid 7, 10, and 13. Is that negotiable?
It is. What would be ideal for us is very similar to what we have at the Peter Blum Family YMCA in Boca, which is a little over 17 acres, or the DeVos Blum Family YMCA, which is just shy of 17 acres. So I don't know in the grid, I don't know how much to get 20 acres, to get 18 acres. I mean, we will, here's the crazy thing about the YMCA is there's 2,500 YMCAs across the country. They're all unique, they're all different. If you've been to one YMCA, you've been to one YMCA because they're all special. So there are much smaller footprints. Our Y is healthy in part because we have a balance of membership and programs with the contributed support. Our programs are driven primarily by preschool, after-school, summer camp, sports, and aquatics. So all of those things, along with the membership and contributed support, result in a very healthy YMCA financially, which means we can sustain it for many, many, many years to come. If, and I don't mean to, if you go back in the history of the YMCA of South Palm Beach County 20, 22, 24 years ago, we were not a financially healthy organization. We relied heavily on Peter Blum and his generosity to support our YMCA amongst many of his friends in the community. We are a tremendously healthy YMCA right now, but it's at risk because preschool's full, after school's full, camp's full, sports are at capacity, aquatics is challenging with the need for pools. So part of our three-legged stool of financial sustainability is at maximum. So how do we grow and how do we continue to engage people in YMCA programs and activities 10 years, 20 years, 50 years? If we don't have opportunities to do this at locations like North Park, then we're going to have to figure out a way to do it at the Peter Blum and DeVos Blum Y, and that's limited in what we can do.
I think you answered one of my questions. On the news a few weeks ago, there was a little piece about the Lake Lytle
Yes.
and the slow-moving construction. So you're no part of that.
No, that's the YMCA of the Palm Beaches.
Okay.
And they find themselves kind of in the situation that you just asked a question about, is that fundraising was going very well for a period of time, and I think it kind of stalled, although they're not, that's my words. I wouldn't want to be quoted on that per se. But I think what Beach and Parks moves very fast because the approvals that you need are sometimes lessened because you're Beach and Parks. The YMCA, I mean, we're doing a preschool expansion. It is 3 classrooms. We're doing 3,000 square feet addition to an existing facility. It's the logistical permitting challenges that we're faced is really tough. They're not unreasonable. They're all good. It's just that the I's being dotted and the T's being crossed take time. So I think the Lake Lytle is a very complex project. That they have the approvals that they need now, and you should start to see that moving forward, I would hope, relatively quickly. But I'm the wrong person to speak to that.
Okay. Well, thank you. What is the traffic impact going to be on the community?
We have not done any studies as far as what the traffic issues in North Park would include, so we'd have to dig into that. But I would say that 2,000 visits to the Peter Blum Family YMCA on a daily basis, half of them are kids. You're certainly not getting every single person that's driving a vehicle there. It's grandmothers, it's grandfathers, it's parents that are driving their kids to preschool, dropping them off, coming back at the end of the day to pick them up. We do with our after-school program, we pick them up in buses, and then they go to the YMCA program and parents pick them up. So while 2,000 people a day, we take tremendous pride in that. On a facility off of I-95 and Jeffrey Street, I can't imagine that it would be prohibitive. Now, when you add all the various things the district is considering, then it might increase traffic more than what any of us is necessarily looking at.
Would your aquatics program be open to community aquatics like Boca Mantis?
So similar to the sports question, we'll work with anybody. I mean, our YMCA is an open door. So any organization, any entity that wants to collaborate and partner with the YMCA, we will have that conversation. And I hope, as evidenced by our history with the Beach and Parks District, is that we'll entertain any kind of relationship, partnership, collaboration that we possibly can. I don't care where anyone learns to swim. I just want them to learn to swim. I don't care where people get healthy. I just want them to get healthy. I want kids to not learn to love school. I want them to learn to love education, learning, being the best version of themselves and lead. So if we're not the best at it, or if we're not capable of delivering a high-quality program, and we can partner with somebody that can, then we'll absolutely entertain that. Pools are just like gyms. They are the most expensive asset for any YMCA to operate. So the challenge is there are certain times of the day that everybody wants to be in the gym. Everybody wants to be in the Zumba class. Everybody wants to be on the spin bike. Everybody wants to be on the treadmill. There are other times of the day it's quiet. When you're serving youth, there's that 8, 9, 10-hour period that they're in school. So you're trying to do all of that focus, all of that emphasis during out-of-school time, and that's easier said than done. So I applaud you for asking the questions, but it's a complex thing when you're trying to schedule assets.
Thank you, Jason.
You're welcome. Hey.
Okay. So I love what the WISE programming provides for communities. I think with, phones and our health, food supply and all that kind of stuff, I think you guys really focus on health and wellness for such a wide range of people, ages. So I think that's great, and I think it would be a huge benefit to the community, knowing the affordability of the Y, and knowing that you don't turn anybody away, which is great. By the way, permits for us don't go any faster.
Oh, it seems like it. From the outside looking in, it seems like you guys just waved the magic wand and you guys got it taken care of.
That's all her right there. But I had a question about volunteers and staff. I know you do a pre-check.
Yes.
In terms of hiring.
Yeah, everybody goes through a level 2 background check. That's staff. Any volunteers that work with children go through a level 2 background check as well.
Do ongoing checks as well?
So once you become a member or program participant at the YMCA of South Palm Beach County or any YMCA in the country, once you're in the database, you go through a monthly screening through the Raptor technology. So we take that role and that responsibility of child safety incredibly seriously.
Like that's what the public schools use, I believe, yeah.
It is.
Or at least.
I'm not sure if
we
100%
went.
of them do, but I do believe
Right.
the local schools do.
Okay, and then do you ever get any noise complaints or anything like that from the residents that are surrounding
I've
the Y?
never received one, and that goes back to the comment I made during the presentation, is that the majority, and I want to say the numbers, 80% of our members are going to come from between 1, 3, and 5 miles of this facility. So they truly are residents of the community that is served by this YMCA. So, to answer your question, I've been here 9 years. I've never gotten a single noise complaint. Brian Hunt, who's the branch executive director here. Brian, how many noise complaints do we get? None. Yeah, it's smack dab in the middle of the residential neighborhood. And I would say that maybe Baila Conmigo, which is the Latin Heritage event that we do, that they're dancing until 10, 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. If there was going to be one, that would be it. But Healthy Kids Day, I'm not aware of any. Halloween at the YMCA, I'm not aware of any. Corporate Cup, when we're out there at 6 o'clock in the morning doing the Pledge of Allegiance and National Anthem on a loudspeaker with dance music going on, nobody's that I'm aware of. And I get almost every complaint that he can't handle.
Okay, I think that was pretty much it that I had. Everybody covered everything else, so thank you. We appreciate it. Everybody good? Yeah? Okay. Thank you.
I know she's going to want to do it too.
Getting close to my bedtime.
And if I fall off the stage, I'm very animated, so if you see me get... Let me know when you're ready. All right. Good evening, Commissioners. My name is Jeannie Miranda. I'm President and CEO of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Palm Beach County. On behalf of our board, our staff, and the kids we serve, I'd like to thank you for this opportunity. We have been serving the Palm Beach County community for over 54 years. Our mission is to enable all young people, especially those who need us most, to reach their full potential. And our vision is to ensure that all kids that walk in through our club doors are on track to graduate from high school with a plan for the future. We have 20 clubs located around the county, serving over 46,000 children. Our annual operating budget is $26.8 million, and 88 cents of every dollar is allocated towards program services. Our Boca Raton Club opened in 2004, so for 20 years we've been serving this community. We've had an excellent working relationship with the city and are very appreciative for all that they've done for us. The current club serves Boca Raton Elementary School, J.C. Mitchell Elementary School, Boca Raton Middle, and Boca Raton High School. We are currently located at Sandpine Park, and our annual operating budget is $950,000. Our amenities at that club are approximately 4,000 square feet of programming space, an outdoor courtyard, and shared use of the parking lot, fresh air basketball court, and other park amenities. Unfortunately, we do have a building capacity issue. We can only have 100 club members at this site, which makes this club the smallest club of our 20 clubs in Palm Beach County. And unfortunately, that means that we're turning families away, and we can't really do the programming that we would like to do for our teens. So why now? There's a strong demand for quality and affordable after-school programming. For every one child that's currently in a program, there's still 3 waiting to get in. Some of the factors that affect that is the programs are too expensive. They range anywhere between $6,000 to $15,000 a year for after-school and summer programming. There may be no program available in the family's community. Maybe the kids don't have a safe way to get to the programs, and hours of operation may not meet the family's needs. We are projecting that the demands of services will continue to increase. Today, 65% of the Boca Raton students in the schools we serve qualify for free and reduced lunch, which for us is a key indication of economic hardship for the families. With the rising cost of food and housing, these working parents will have little, if any, choice but to let their children go home alone each day after school in unsupervised situations. Our children are also struggling academically in the elementary schools that we serve. When we look at economically disadvantaged children, their proficiency levels at math and English are at 47%. And we also have a chronic absenteeism issue in Palm Beach County with 25% of our students missing 18 days or more. Worse yet, 41% of our high school students are feeling sad and hopeless, and 21% of our high school students have seriously considered attempting suicide. So why us? Our club doors are open 51 weeks out of the year. We are open from 2 to 8 p.m. every day after school, and on non-school days in summer, we're open from 7:30 to 6 p.m. Safety remains our #1 priority. We do level 2 background screening for both our employees and volunteers. We have a 1:20 ratio. We have security equipment, cameras, and access control, safety training for all of our volunteers and staff. We are mandatory reporters. We have a board-led safety committee, and we also provide transportation from the school to the clubs so the children arrive safely. Our youth development professionals really help to create that welcoming environment which fosters that sense of belonging that the kids so much need today. And we provide a myriad of programming, and highlighting 4 of them. We have an academic enrichment program with certified teachers. We have mental health programs, workforce readiness programs for our teens, and hunger relief initiative, which provides meals every day after school in the summer. And we're currently serving over 700,000 meals annually in Palm Beach County. And we do provide a positive impact for our kids, not just academically, but we help to improve school attendance. Our high school seniors graduate at a higher rate than their peers, and 93% of our graduating seniors progress to either college, the military, or a certification program for skilled employment. And we do all of this for $30 a year membership cost, and it's all thanks to the generosity of the community that supports us each and every day. So the project. The proposed North Park location is 1.8 acres on the southeast corner of 2nd Avenue and Jeffrey Street. We're proposing a 25,000 square foot facility that will allow us at minimum to double the number of children and teens served daily. Of course, we'll always try to do better than that. Amenities include single point of entry for safety standpoint. We'll have a youth wing for children 6 to 12 years of age, and a workforce readiness wing for our teens 13 to 18 years of age. And of course, we have shared spaces, including our indoor gymnasium and dance studio and stage, which kids love. Our site plan is one building, an outdoor fenced-in play area required by the health department, bus and van parking. The club does request shared use of the district parking spaces, and we are proposing off-lease parking improvements that would provide entry and exit for our buses. The project cost is estimated at $16 million. Our annual program operating investment is estimated to grow to $1.5 million at minimum. To date, no dollars have been raised for the club campaign, but we have started to have donor conversations. Please note from the RFP that we have successfully completed 6 club construction projects in the past 25 years, ranging from $3.2 million to $18 million. So we anticipate strong support should the organization be awarded. Our board will require that 100% of the construction budget be raised. We do not take loans out. And that all necessary planning and zoning approvals and permits have been secured before we break ground. We propose that the construction would commence no later than 48 months after the effective date of the contract. The club would be responsible for all operation and maintenance costs of the club facilities, including all utility fees and insurance expenses. And the club requests that it be permitted to utilize North Park amenities for its club programming and to hold special events on the weekends. The club may also call upon the district to assist us, if you can, in securing preferred relationships with other contracted entities of North Park. The club will permit groups to utilize the facility. Uses shall be in accordance to our club policies. And in consideration of the estimated $16 million construction investment and an annual program operating investment of $1.5 million, the club is requesting a minimum contract term of 50 years, which, if no fault exists, would be renewable in perpetuity at the end of each term. How am I doing on time? Oh, I have 2 minutes? Wow, I'm a fast talker. Okay, well, I'm going to move past the Q&A slides just real quickly, just for the sake of our commissioners and the audience. So I'm just going to run through the 6 projects that we've completed in the last 25 years. So this is our Delray Beach Boys and Girls Club. This is a 21,000 square foot facility. This is our Max Fisher Club in Riviera Beach. And as you can see, our club designs for the 6 clubs have ranged anywhere between 21,000 to 32,000 square feet. This is our Marjorie Fisher Club in unincorporated area of Palm Beach County, which has a West Palm Beach address. This is our Wellington Club, our Village Wellington Club. And I put on the slide here that these have been the performance periods that we've had with some of our other club sites. So one project, which was the first one, the Delray Beach project, was done in 3.5 years. The second project was done in 4 years. But the last 4 projects, it's taken 5 years to complete. I mean, to open the doors. We do have 3 city, this, by the way, is our teen center out in Belglade. We do have 3 city ground leases. 1 city ground lease with an option to buy, and then we've had 2 clubs land donated by Palm Beach County, including this one. The Belglade one was donated. And we do have 2 projects located on City Park property, Delray Beach, and this new club, this is the club we're currently constructing at Dreher Park in West Palm Beach. It's a 31,000 square foot facility with a ground lease. And that's it. Thank you. back it up?
Sure, yeah. It's the same order, it's just easy.
I'm just going to go to the Q&A. I'm bringing up my A team here, just in case you stump me with any questions that I can't answer.
Want me to go ahead? Well, first of all, congratulations for what you're doing to serve this community. And this is more than just a recreational facility. It's an educational community, one that lifts these kids up and gives them a promise for a better future. And
Thank you.
the graduation rate that you get from the kids that attend this facility are fantastic. And thank you for that. We're raising, really good citizens through your efforts there.
Thank you.
I know you're just looking at your schedule and what you're offering. You have your facility during the school year is open from 2 until 8. And in the summer times, you go until 6 p.m., or did I get those reversed?
Correct.
Is that the right time? Do you have staff there afterwards? So if we wanted to have some special activities, or is there any space for any community recreation that could take place at your facility?
Our arrangement with the cities that we operate with is, especially in the case of the district, it wouldn't be for any outside organization, but if the district itself wanted to have use of the facility on the weekends or in the evenings, we will have that arrangement with you all so that as long as your staff is present and you follow like the rules, meaning that we make sure you leave it clean for us.
Sure.
Things like that. Make sure that staff is present for any activity the whole time, not leaving the community in there by itself. We have those type of arrangements with a lot of the cities that we work with. Yes.
Thank you. I know, and it's been discussed with other entities that have similar dedication to the youth, but the concern, of course, in today's environment is background checks, and level 2 background checks are.
Yeah.
I'm sure that you must do that, but could you explain the process for that?
Yeah. So as long as our club kids are not present, so this would be when the clubs are closed, we would say they would be open to the community. We cannot have people from the community just walking into the club while our kids are there because of that reason.
Right.
We do have collaborative opportunities with the district if there's activities that you'd like to do with our kids. For example, Village of Wellington does an academic program with our kids, so we make sure their staff is background screened because we can't allow them to be background screened by any other entity. They have to be background screened by us. And then the kids are allowed to interact with that staff from the district or from even an agency, other nonprofit agency or other service agency that we bring in to the clubs to provide services for the kids. But typically, if there is like an adult activity that you want to do in the mornings while we're closed or things like that, that's acceptable. Absolutely.
Thank you. You mentioned, fundraising, and that's always a challenge to every group. Since this is a new opportunity for you, and I know you probably haven't started any fundraising, but what exactly do you think your timeline would be to get the project up and from start to finish? We're looking at.
I mean, our hope is that it would not take longer than 48 months to actually start groundbreaking. The goal would be to try to get some initial funding to start so we can do the architectural, so we can start doing all the permitting process. And we're raising money as we're working through that very long, extensive process, because it is long and extensive. And we're just finishing up. We just got our master permit for the West Palm Beach Club. And that has taken a very long time. We got approval last May. So just to get the master permit, it just came through now. So sometimes it's not even our issue. It's working with the cities and the city staff to get through the process. But I can tell you we have an amazing team that's behind me and amazing board members that are here also supporting the project. And we're doing everything possible to make sure that we get a lead gift, someone to name the club or at least the gymnasium. and start that momentum going. And we also, and our fundraising will not be limited to just Boca. We will be fundraising throughout the county.
Most of the residents, most of the children that would be participating, I know you mentioned the schools that they attend. Are they generally kids from our community, or are they adjoining communities, or what's
Yeah, they're kids from our community. Our current club is actually not 1 mile from here, but 1 mile from the North Park facility. So we transport the kids from the school district, and so they belong to the city of Boca Raton. And then we bring them to our club, and then the parents are responsible, or guardians are responsible for coming to pick up the kids every day after school. So we actually, I would like to say that we have a better interaction with the families, because we see those families each and every day, where the school district may only see them on parent night. We see them like every day. And we have some of our club members here say hi. And if it's not too late, because I know they have to get home at a certain time, I don't know if they're going to get up and say a few words. But we have 2 that are actually going for our Youth of the Year for their club here in Boca. So we're excited about that.
Well, congratulations on the wonderful job that you're doing
Thank
for
you.
our children.
Are you the question man? So are we done?
No, you're just beginning.
Only beginning.
Oh, you're just one of.
I'm just
Okay,
finishing.
all right.
Okay, go ahead.
So yeah.
So just to kind of recap, you're in a 4,000 square foot facility, and you do see a need, and that serves 100 kids.
We can't have any more than 100 kids
have
in
any
that facility at one time.
Okay, and you're proposing a 25,000 square foot facility that you would fully fundraise, build out everything, do all the work, and then you're going to charge the parents annually $30 a year.
Correct.
And you're not worried about that?
No.
Okay, good. So
We have 20 clubs, soon to be 21. Well, in our current Boca club, that's what we do too. So we have 20 clubs in the county that have that model.
And from a need perspective, a strong need for a gym.
We're in South Florida, so yes.
I mean,
I don't know if you realize this. Kids have a lot of energy, and it's really hot outside, and this time of the year, it's rainy in the after-school time. So to put them in a 4,000 square foot building, lock the doors, and they have to stay indoors, it's very trying for the kids and for the staff, to say the truth. So having the gymnasium where they can burn off that energy, and there's so many things that we can do in the gym with them, so many different sports. So it's great, including pickleball, which we love.
So with a 25,000 square foot facility, what would that, how many kids would you serve there? What does that traffic-wise?
So my thought is that on a daily basis, right now we serve, and I've got my club director here, so she's going to call me out if I'm wrong, because we cannot go over the 100 kids in that club site, or not, the health department will shut us down. So we serve close to about 90 kids in that club facility daily, right? We have to be really careful that we don't go over 100. My projection is that this club will serve at least 250 kids daily, and that will allow us to do the teen population, give adequate amount of space for our workforce readiness programs, which are a little bit more intensive, meaning that you won't have like 20 kids in a classroom doing the programs. The programs are much more intensive, where they would be 12 kids, learning, how to do HVAC or doing those types of programs.
Thank you very much. And just before you close, I mean, I really would like to hear from at least one of the kids.
Is anybody brave enough to come up and speak?
I'll let them think about it, what the club means to them. But it doesn't have to be right now, but I think it would be.
Think about it for a second. You're going to have to do it in February, so you might as well, one of you two might start practicing.
Just think about it. We'll get through these questions, and then you can.
Yeah, we got three other people that are going to speak. But go ahead.
Go ahead, Steve.
So I don't know if you noticed, they're twins. So this must be the brave twin. Do you want to say any few words? No? Do you want to? So what does the club mean to you? What is it meant for you?
The club is like, the club for me is like a safe place. Like I could just like grew up around there. It's like a safe place for me. That's like,
Yeah?
yeah.
You love the staff?
Yeah, they're really nice, and they help me with a lot of things, like, and growing up and stuff.
How long have you been going to the club?
Like, my whole life since, like, 3rd grade.
Wow.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I'm a junior now.
You're a junior in high school.
Yeah.
So, what is your favorite activity that you do? And I know what you're going to say because of your height, but go ahead. What is your favorite?
My favorite activity is basketball and like
guessed
just the
it.
sports.
Would have
and
never
stuff,
guessed.
like, yeah.
Yeah. Do they help you with your homework?
Oh, all the time.
Okay,
Like,
good.
Homework's priority.
Because I'd have to get on Tanisha if they didn't.
Yeah.
All right. So thankfully, we do have partnerships with FAU, and the basketball team does come out and visit with the staff. Be careful, don't fall. Yeah, so we appreciate all the community involvement. Did you want to say anything else?
No.
Okay, all right. Oh, that was so cute. I love them.
Okay, go ahead, Steve.
So, first of all, I think you guys do a phenomenal job, and probably one of the most necessary jobs for our kids in this day and age. Kids need a place to go, they need a place to socialize, and they need to feel safe.
Yes.
So, with that said, I read through the proposal that you sent us, and I have a couple of questions. In the proposal, you mentioned a $30 million endowment. Are there restrictions on the use of that endowment?
Yes, those endowment dollars have actually been raised for prior campaigns. So, for example, the West Palm Beach Club, although the newest club, although we had a club construction cost of $18 million for that club, because it's a little bigger than 25,000 square feet, and only because we had to separate the buildings. We also, in addition to, after we raised the construction cost, we went after a $10 million endowment for that club. We would do the same here in Boca. We would first make sure we raise the money for construction, and then we would continue raising money so that we could endow the club. Because my hope is the day that I leave this organization, that I do not have to worry about those doors ever closing. That will always make sure that there's enough funds so that the doors remain open.
Okay. And the other question I had, you mentioned in the proposal a right to terminate if the project is over estimate. Could you clarify that?
Yeah, that's something that we have as an arrangement with other cities. So for example, if construction costs go crazy and a $16 million building ends up costing us like $25 million, I mean, we would like to have the right to say, this is not the right time to build. So, and it's a lot of the language that is in the RFP that we presented to you all are really taken off from other arrangements that we've had with the city of West Palm Beach, the city of Belle Glade, the city of Riviera Beach.
So this would be prior to any groundbreaking or permitting or any of that stuff. If you see doing, your estimates that a $10 million project that you originally forecast is now $14 million, you'd say, okay, we have to do this later, or maybe we have to look at something else.
Or we just go back out and fundraise. So for West Palm Beach, the original cost of that building was estimated at $15 million. We're now at $18 million. We have gone back out to the community to raise money. We are also securing, because that area that we're building is in a depressed area, it's economically challenged area. So we're actually applying for a new market tax credit program that's bringing dollars investment from Regions Bank into that club. So we are very creative people that, with a lot of friends in the community that really love our mission. And I can tell you that, I mean, and with this team behind us, we won't stop until the building is built. I mean, we are very, very assertive. for the kids. Not for ourselves, for the kids.
All right, that's great. That's what I want to hear. Thank you.
Yes.
Susie? This is a wonderful program.
Thank you.
You are to be commended for all the hard work. I'm sure it's day and night. With your, you said you had a $1.5 million operating expense. Now,
We're projecting.
that's projected.
Projected, I mean, that's minimum. I can tell you that clubs this size can range up to $2 million annually.
Do you have any volunteers that
Yes.
teach and
Yes,
help you?
but we can't trust them to be there every day, and in order, because we're required, not just from this, the state of Florida requires that you have a 1:25 ratio. Boys and Girls Clubs of America, our agreement, that we sign with them, in order to keep our affiliation with the organization, we must have a 1:20 ratio. So we can't be in a situation where a volunteer doesn't show up, because what are we going to do with the kids? We will never risk our license over that. So we look at volunteers as kind of a very nice layering over our staff that helps us meet ratio. So if volunteers want to come in and help us with reading programs, or maybe they have an expertise that they want to share with the kids. Right now we've got, where we're building the West Palm Beach Club, we've got what is called the Frisbee, Frisbee golf team that works out of that Dreyer Park, and they want to come in and volunteer with the kids. So we welcome that. It's an additional, but we can't count on them being there every day.
And, okay. You said the parking you'd like to share with another amenity in North Park. Is there really a great need? I mean, how many parking spaces would you need to share?
Well, our arrangement with the current facility here in Boca is for us to use the parking area that they have, right next to, adjacent to our building. In conversations with Brianne, we've talked about the fact that there is some parking spaces that are going to be built out in front of our building. We're going to take away about 4 of those parking spaces to create an entry into, so that we can drop off the kids close to the building. And then we're going to add an additional 17 parking spaces, which will probably be enough or close to enough for our staff. But as parents arrive at the end of the day to pick up their kids, we want to have the ability for them to pull up and park, walk into the building, because we don't allow them to do like drive-by, okay? They can't just drive by and say, hey, send my kid out. They have to physically walk into the space, so they do need to park.
Do you have a construction, your buildings seem to have a similar look to them for all your clubs that you showed us today. Do you have a construction company that you work with primarily?
An architect, yeah. We, Raul Campo, that you'll see his logo on a lot of the material that we provided. He has been our architect for, I think it's been like 6 buildings. Everything that, so Mary O'Connor was CEO for our organization before me for 24 years. So I won't let her retire. She tried to retire, I told her no. She had to stay working part-time. So yeah, but we would love to work if there's a vision on what you'd like to see on the property. I mean, we're starting from scratch here, so we can create whatever it is that the commission might like to see. If you want a modern building, the only thing I can tell you, I don't want barrel tile roof, okay? No barrel tile roof. Anything else outside of that, I'm on board.
Thank you very much for all that you do.
Thank you.
So I love what you guys do. I have lots of friends that volunteer for your organization, and you guys do such great things. So thank you for volunteering your time.
Thank you.
And so you said 100 people in the building at a time, but it looks like you serve 350 total.
Yes.
Okay, so 350 total kids, and you're hoping to double that with the new facility.
Yes, at least.
Okay. And the fact that you charge $30 annually is, I mean, that's unbelievable. Because things are so expensive, and I don't know how people afford what they afford. So to have that for our residents specifically, and to be able to double the numbers and the number of kids that you serve would be great.
Yes.
And I also love the Workforce Readiness Center. That looked great.
We love that too.
because-
I'm so excited, and I'm gonna we're working right now with Palm Beach State College to create certification programs out in our Belglade Teen Center Club and for our new club in West Palm, which would fall right in line here too. So bringing the educational component onto our campus that is university supported would be amazing. And we would not hesitate to partner with FAU or Lynn University or any other university that wants to come on our grounds and do programming with our children.
I think there would be so many different partnership opportunities
Oh,
that
yeah.
would come of this, I think, if this facility was built for the
Yes.
community. So thank you. And I think donors would come out of the woodwork as well for a facility like this.
I'm hoping so, yes. We need names, yes, names.
But thank you for the presentation and thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Okay. Does everybody need a quick 10-minute break? 5-minute break? 5-minute break? 5, okay.
Whatever the chair
So we will start back up at 7:30. I don't need to make a check.
Know it sounds funny, but I just can't stand the pain. Girl, I'm leaving you tomorrow. Seems to me, girl, you know I've done all I can. You see a big stone and I borrow. Yeah. That's why I'm easy. I'm easy like Sunday morning.
take your... Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. We're going to resume. Please take your seats. We're going to resume presentations.
Two more.
We need everybody to sit down or exit so that we can start the meeting.
No, I'm good, but
Guys,
Kemper is next, and then Boca Sports and
I already took that.
guys, if you could please take your seats or exit so we can start the meeting. Thank you.
Well, good evening, everybody. First and foremost, thank you for having us here. My name's Alex Goodman. I'm a Senior Vice President at KemperSports, and I'm here with Matt Tamburo, Head of Ventures from Old Tom Capital. Together, we have formed a partnership called Municipal Golf Partners, reinvesting in municipal assets to bring a more modern and inclusive environment across the country.
Yeah, great to be here. Matt Tamburo representing Old Tom Capital. I'll do a really quick high level of just our firm and who we are. So we're an investment firm narrowly focused on the golf space. We look at everything from early stage venture to late stage growth and private equity, real estate, hospitality. You can think of us as an asset class and stage agnostic investment group in the golf space. Our group is backed by operators. We come from both inside and outside of golf, so every opportunity that we work on, we try to bring a diversity of perspective to each project. And our investment philosophy is quite simple. We're looking for the highest impact opportunities, oftentimes community-aligned opportunities that amplify the game's reach, relevance, and impact. You can see some of our portfolio companies here on the right-hand side. I wanted to call out one in particular, which is Blue Jeans Golf. It's a national network of driving ranges positioned to be welcoming to both golfers and non-golfers alike. And that's what excites us to be here in Boca to discuss this. I think there's definitely some alignment and vision between the projects. We're thinking about this as more than a golf initiative. It's more about the creation of a community asset. It's something that can bring the constituency together and overall leave a positive mark on the community. I'll pass it back to Alex.
And at KemperSports, we are the only firm in the world that has 68 municipal golf partners in both golf and sports recreation. We are not just narrowly focused on golf, but we are focused in one of our divisions on youth sports and sports tourism as well. And on top of that, we are the only firm in the world with 3 of the top 5 public courses in Florida. With our ownership and operation of Streamsong Resort, just about 3.5 hours from here, we understand the Florida market and we understand top quality golf as well, but we also understand diversified golf. We have a short course there called The Chain. We have a lot of amenities there to serve the golf community, but also the non-golf community. Across our portfolio at KemperSports, we own or operate 215 plus golf courses in 40 states with 10,000 team members, and we've been in operation for 45 years.
Yeah, so just on the capital side, there's sort of 3 pillars to this here. The first is just the overall capital commitment of $20 million, which would be for redevelopment of the golf facilities, obviously fully funded from that $20 million without any financial burden to the district. The second piece is an annual reinvestment fund. It's a CapEx fund of 3% annually. This ensures that we keep the property at high standards that we strive for at the beginning of the project, throughout the life of the project. And then the last piece is a 5% rev share as well.
And then on the Indoor Sports and Recreation Center, we are proposing an aquatic center. We understand that the local community and high schools has to use FAU's facility. We think there's an opportunity for an aquatic center as well as an indoor field house that can be converted from basketball, volleyball, and other indoor activities. Now, we are not proposing to finance that. Through our experience and the projects we've done, private financing in youth sports is very challenging. But municipal sports tourism and municipal investments into youth sports is a very successful avenue for the community and also for the municipality and park districts alike, which we'll talk about in a little bit. So why are we proposing what we've proposed? First and foremost, in the Boca and South Florida market, which I've personally spent a lot of time in, there are very limited options for par 3 and accessible golf, what we call a modern golf environment. We all know that the private club business here is thriving. We all know that the accessibility to public golf is at a limited basis, especially at a good cost. And we also know that there are no driving ranges, technology enabled, within 25 to 30 minutes. The closest one we actually operate just south of here in Pembroke Pines, called All Golf, which is a 60-bay facility. We want to leverage the golf course market trends. We know the market trends with 215 golf courses in operation, from surges in youth golf. Off-course golf participation is larger than on-course golf participation today in the market, and also diversification in golf. It is a great time to be in the golf business, but you have to serve multiple communities. And we want to also create an environment for golfers and non-golfers. This is not just a golf experience. There is something for everybody there. So our project summary is a 13-hole short course that we're recommending. Can be played multiple different ways. There's a 6-hole loop for 40 yards pitch and putt for juniors and intro golfers, and then a full 13-hole short course with the largest hole being between 150 and 160 yards. A Himalayas putting green, which is just a very fun and free experience for people to come out, grab a drink, grab something to eat, come out and putt with their friends. Technology-driven driving range, a village hub for community activity, aquatics and field house, but I think most importantly, open land for future development. There are a lot of good bids here, and those bids can also partner in this project as well with the open land. Our proposed golf rates are accessible. We don't have to go through all of them, but the accessibility is important. We think that accessible golf and golf that is affordable in this market is really important and creates a fun environment for anybody who wants to come out. Our concept design, as you can see here on the left, that is the chain at Streamsong. That is our short course, 19-hole course there. We are looking for premium golf conditions and very fun and challenging golf as well. And then that's our, Himalayas putting green that we have at Streamsong as well. Very large footprint, very fun for anybody that wants to come putt. Our range concept on the left here is actually one of the investments that they have made. That's Blue Jeans Golf. This is the range building that we are recommending we build here. Couch seating, bars, hangout area, open air. Very fun for anybody who want to come hit balls or not hit balls. I personally spent 7 years at Topgolf. I ran the Top Tracer business. I installed about 350 of these across my career. I've never seen more non-golfers come out to golf courses in my life than before this was a possibility. So that range concept is not just for people who want to come play, although there is a lot of game improvement elements. There's also kids game, and there's a lot of fun that can be done there on the range, and Top Tracer is the official range technology of KemperSports. Very most importantly is community development. We are the leaders in youth golf and community development in the world. We think it's the most important grassroots element of what we do. We want to make sure that there's resident accessibility, non-resident rates to drive some of the returns, but also get people to Boca. Free golf for high schools. We have a partnership with the South Florida PGA to do youth programming and PGA Hope veteran programming. We are one of the founders of the First Tee in Chicago, and we want to make sure that kids have accessibility, but also non-community events, movies on the range, brewery nights, Bark at the Park we've done at other places. So golf events and non-golf events for the community. Our village design, very modern environment, very modern feel, clubhouse, pro shop, food and beverage, supported by a tiki bar, very similar to the park at West Palm, which I was involved in developing as well. And concept design for a shaded area where you can play cornhole, come out with your kids, have a drink, get something to eat without even having to be a golfer or play golf. And then lastly, on the sports and entertainment side, we're currently overseeing $285 million in development of youth sports facilities with 5 municipalities across the country. We know what should be built, how it should be built, and how to execute it. And we're here as a partner to make sure that we're serving the community's needs for youth sports as well, whether that's something just for high schools or if you want to consider driving tourism dollars. That is what we're doing for in Alabama, in Virginia, in Texas, and in West Henderson, Nevada right now. So with that, we'll keep 8 minutes to give everybody's time back here and open it up for questions. We want to thank you all for having us.
I noticed the par 3 seems to be the going thing these days.
Yeah.
I know out west there's a course that's a par 62, which mixes 3s and 4s, and you can finish that in an hour and a half, which is pretty spectacular. Your proposal indicated that you would be expecting us to develop the clubhouse and the swimming area and other recreation indoor facilities. Is that critical to timing as far as us getting our project done and you getting your project done at the same time? And that's probably going to be complicated to do, but is that a part of your equation?
Great question. I think the first is for clarity. The entire golf operation, including clubhouse, is funded by us. The elements that we would help consult on and develop would be the field house and aquatic center. Now, those are holds, I'd call them. We would rather do a full feasibility study, which we do for a lot of municipalities and parks and rec, to understand what the community really needs. We use the intel and understanding that we had today of what we think is needed, but they don't have to be done at the same time. They're not impactful to the timing of the golf course. And we don't want to, I think, overcommit you all in beaches and parks to something that isn't the absolute need of the community. So that would be part of the process, would be to making sure that we're working with all of you. How big is the aquatic center? How many lanes do we need? Do we need a field house? Do we need soccer fields? Do we need baseball fields? There's a lot of that goes into that equation. So I think that's a collaborative approach between us and you.
Well, this is two questions in one. You're coming in off of Clintmore Road. I see where the little dotted line is there. I don't think there's a road there at this point. Is that permissible?
That dotted line, I believe, is range netting, not a access point.
Okay, the access point is where?
Excuse me.
Are you coming in from the north side?
I can't change this. Here we go. Let me go to the master plan.
Here we go.
Yeah, so actually apologize. The dotted line is a suggested access point for the golf. It would be a new road that comes in off that if possible. Now again, we tried to keep this as flexible as possible. This was our work based off our studies that we did. However, working with all of you directly, we can manipulate this however we like. I think this is an initial blueprint for what we do, and I know typically RFPs, we would like to have the exact format, but our strategy typically is to work directly with the municipality to make sure that we're doing it the right way.
Thank you. So the activity center, if you would, is up there at the top,
Yes.
right where the dotted line ends.
Correct.
That's where your food and beverage and check-in and everything would be for the range. And you're just up against 95 now. Is there, with the driving range, I'm pretty unpredictable when I hit a ball. So how do you, protect the traffic? Because you're right adjacent to 95. And then you have the homes, probably not, when the course was really built, the number one tee was down at to the right of that, and homes were being hit by golf balls. As far as protecting those homes along the side, I mean, that's a pretty long shot there to reach that, but will there be any type of protection against that? Or?
Yeah, there'll be netting on both sides.
Okay.
And historically, with our analysis today, especially with Top Tracer specifically, they actually do a golf ball analysis of anybody who's going to hit a shot and what distance they hit it at. So it probably stages down a little bit as you get further out, but we would have protective netting. I mean, very similar, the situation at the park is something we don't want to get into. At the park at West Palm, they put up nets, balls were going into the school, and they had to redo the entire nets for a significant cost, and that's what we will try to avoid.
Yeah. What are your planned hours of operation? How far into the evening do you?
Yeah, I think that's working with the community. We have seen a lot of success in lit driving ranges and lit par threes. However, our modeling did not include evening hours because we know that that can be a challenge in communities. The driving range lighting today is very, very minimal, so we would hope to be able to operate that in the evening, but we understand that the community has to be bought into that, so we didn't want to model it with evening hours. So right now, we would probably be a 7 a.m. to dusk in the in the summertime, 8 o'clock, in the wintertime, 5:36. However, if working with the community and we were able to have evening activities, we would definitely want to.
Good. And you're from time of approval to time of starting construction, you're ready to go with financing and with a civil engineer or whomever to redesign the course or do the build out.
Yeah, I'll touch on the redesign because I didn't, and it's up here now. We're actually working, part of our municipal golf partners, our architect is Graham McDowell, the 2010 U.S. Open champion and current live golfer who's a partner of ours and has an architecture business as well. So him and his architects have developed the timelines and plans, so we have all of that ready to go. Us at KemperSports would oversee the development. We're currently building a brand new golf course at Streamsong, 10 cottages. We have a head of construction. We consult on about 10 development projects right now. So from a timeline perspective and a process we're lined up. I'll let Matt talk about the financing.
Yeah, we have a process where we're always managing our capital partner relationships and ensuring that they're very privy to what we have in our pipeline, and we're sort of testing and iterating that very early. So we would ensure that we're aligning our process with Kemper's process to ensure we bring those things in tandem on the required timeline.
So what would your timeline be if everything falls into place smoothly?
Yeah, so if we put a timeline in the RFP that had a January 3rd of 2026 start time, just we put it in there as a hold with an opening in the fall of 2027.
Good, okay, thank you. Appreciate it very much. Interesting concept. I like the par threes because you can get through those much quicker, and it's easier on this 79-year-old body.
Well, it's fun for everybody, from kids to avid golfers. At our resorts, Bandon Dunes and Sand Valley, there's 2 par 3 courses there for the most avid golfers, and it's one of the more fun experiences going on in the industry today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My question for you is, in the proposal, did you look at, Boca in general, and that we have a golf course nearby, and it's got a driving range, and we got this nice course on the beachfront there?
Yep.
How does this fit in a little? Did you give it more consideration? I mean, why do we need another driving range? And,
Yeah.
and will that driving range have a lot of netting and all that kind of stuff that is, I don't know if everyone's going to like that.
I'll answer both. I'll start with the first one. The supply in public golf is massively undersupplied today, whether it's in Boca or anywhere else. Demand is at the highest it's been in 30 years. Our market study, and we work with the National Golf Foundation, and we do market studies every single day for our clubs and for prospective partners, and especially municipalities. I can share that market study that we have, but the market study shows that there is an absolute need for continued accessible golf in Boca. And not just Boca, but South Florida. If you look at the park, I use that as the example. If we had more land and wanted to build a Gil Hanse 18-hole golf course, we could. But it's accessible, sort of. And it's a great property. The short course is pretty short, and the driving range is similar to this without a covered structure. The driving range market has completely changed over the past 5 years. A lot of the private clubs in Boca, Boynton, and in Palm Beach have top tracer driving ranges covered. So Hunter's Run has one, St. Andrews has one, the Boca Hotel has one, and those were all projects I worked on personally. None of those are accessible. So our driving range that we have in Pembroke Pines has seen a 50% increase in traffic since we upgraded it with technology. So although there are driving ranges in the area, there is no modern driving range.
That's tracers is the upgrade in technology. And what exactly does that do? Does it mean the golf ball glows or something, or what happens
I feel like I'm in my previous job now. I'll talk about this one. So Top Tracer is a camera-based technology, and I know some of the other bidders also put in TrackMan driving ranges and some others. They're all very similar in nature. We choose Top Tracer because they're our official partner and because I was there for 4 years running the business. It's a camera technology, so it's the same ball trace that you see on TV. So if you watch the Ryder Cup, that ball trace and technology and the driving range, big screen that they had there is Top Tracer. And then there's a screen in each bay, and you can play a number of games. You can play virtual golf, so you could play the old course at St. Andrews. You can play Kiowa. There's a kids game called Go Fish. There's Sonic the Hedgehog game, or Angry Birds. And then there are all these game improvement tools as well, where you can keep your strokes gained averages and all of this. Probably the most intuitive tool in the market. What we have found is that driving range business volume increases 20% in the first 3 months when you install Top Tracer, and the demographic completely changes. So the days of hitting golf balls at a driving range for 25 minutes or 30 minutes to work on your game has completely flipped. So there's about 850 driving ranges in the US that have Top Tracer today, and another 150 who have other technologies. I'd say the business has not accelerated. It has accelerated quickly, but it's not even close to a tipping point. But the piece of it is their investment in Blue Jeans Golf, who own 5 of their own driving ranges, who have exactly this set up. They're the lead investor on that business. There's also a programming element. So you can host league nights, which on a regular range you can't. You can host events. You can do corporate buyouts and do community buyouts. Fundraising efforts are huge at Top Tracer ranges. So it really takes a driving range that was once for golfers to something that you can program for anybody. And it also, from a rent perspective, as we're talking about investments, drives significant returns compared to a historical driving range.
So your group would be willing to fund 20 million for the majority of the acreage. It's 130 acres, but would you do something for a lot less? And is it possible to do something in a smaller approach that's more youth-focused? And I mean, we're all in about the community part of it, and I appreciate the pricing there. But maybe flexibility is what I'm asking for.
We have extreme flexibility. I think we're a firm who, with 68 municipal partners today, we understand, and a lot of those are Parks and Rec, we understand that the final product isn't always what we put on paper in an RFP. We have the utmost flexibility. Now, from an investment perspective, it has to fit our partner's investment profile. And that profile right now for us is a short course and driving range and community elements. Now, we have left approximately 50 acres available for other community development. We didn't need 140 acres whatsoever to accomplish this. This is why we tried to keep golf on the north side of the park and leave continued opportunity for you all to find maybe a partner that was here today or somebody else to continue to develop the rest of the land. With that being said, we sort of know what the blueprint is to success. And the youth is a huge part of this. There's a 6-hole loop that is 40 to 60 yards that can be played in this 13-hole loop. So that's a really important piece. And then on the driving range, we're actually proposing, and I haven't talked about this, the model is very different from a traditional driving range and lessons, where we'll have golf pros actually walking the tee line for free, giving tips and lessons and talking to youth and juniors. I think if you add to that, our relationship with the PGA of America and the First Tee is huge, probably different than anybody else that's bidding. So when it comes to youth golf, we will have programming here that fits that model, while also providing accessibility to any avid golfer or new golfer that comes out.
So is the top area would be if you had just the driving range and the short course, that would cover you?
Absolutely.
And that would serve how many, I guess, residents? How many rounds, how many people would you?
Our model, 300.
Roughly.
No, it was about 40,000 rounds in our model. That's without evening. Yeah, about 120 a day. And that doesn't obviously take into consideration total visits to the Village Hub. In that, there's a shaded area with an amphitheater. We can host movie nights. So that's just the golf portion.
That's the golf portion up there, and then the bottom part could be figured out what we're doing.
Exactly.
And you'd leave our traffic garden alone?
Sorry?
You'd leave our traffic garden alone?
Yes.
Good. Okay.
Leave anything alone you want us to leave alone. We're here for you guys, not us.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. It's really impressive presentation. If you could, you talk about a 3% reinvestment fund, which I think it's a great idea. But could you expand a little bit on it? Where would you see that money going? Capital improvements, expansion?
Yeah, we have a capital reserve fund at all 215 of our golf courses. All of our municipalities, we have a capital reserve fund. We find it important to have that reserve fund so that you know as a community we're committed to keeping it the conditions that it is when it's built. And that can go to anything to break and fix of equipment. It can go to if irrigation pops, we have to fix it. There's a lot of things that happen on a daily basis to make sure we're both protected from a financial perspective and that we're not digging into, cash returns for investors. We're saving that money for reinvestment and also making sure that the community doesn't get a deteriorated golf course. Where we've seen failure in municipal golf is no capital reserve fund, and 25 years later, the golf course is almost impossible to fix. And we get involved in these RFPs that the returns for us to invest in a golf course that hasn't been touched in 25 years really don't make a lot of financial sense. So we want to make sure that the upkeep is there from day one, and that's where we use the capital reserve fund.
And along the same lines, would you guys have an operating an operating reserve? So, day one, people are coming in, but you're not covering your costs yet.
Yeah, we take all the risk here. So this is a risk-free proposition to the beaches and parks. All of our leases that we have in our municipal partners, and some are management agreements, many are leases, is that we take all the operating risks. So our pro forma has to work for us to be able to operate. So the funding from Old Tom, our partners, to build it, but also from an operating perspective, especially in those first 3 months, this is nothing new to us when it comes to operating expenses on at-risk leases that we hold.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Alex?
Hi, Susie, how are you?
To disclose, Alex, before the RFPs came in, months before, Alex and I have had phone conversations, and he knows how rabid I am about golf. One of my real concerns is a learning center for the kids. So would that be in that Village Hub? Okay.
Well, it would be, the driving range is 35 bays, and we program these driving ranges based off day parts. So when we have junior programming, we're going to hold 4 bays for teachers to work with them. We have our short course and putting area. Everything is used to be multidimensional on this property. So there's no really one size fits all. So just because we have a driving range there, we find it much more efficient from a cost perspective, but also from an operation perspective to house everything in the driving range bays. And you saw the look of it. Kids, at these top tracer ranges, these kids are all over it, but also there's great programming elements in there, and then we can take them to the putting green and then convert them to the golf course and have a 40 to 60 yard hole, and then from there 150. So there is a progression element for youth, but also new golfers, right? They start in the driving range and the putting green, they graduate to the golf course and beyond.
The covered area at the driving range, it's pretty open though. There's no enclosed area if there's lightning or, bad elements.
Yeah, it's right next to the Village Hub, which I think is great. So from a safety perspective, we'll make sure that there is places to go. If there were to be lightning, and obviously down here we have to be very concerned about it. It's an open air building, but fully covered, right? So from, rain, lightning, we'll need to, use our lightning detection system to move people around and make sure that they're safe. But no different from, Stream Song, where you could be 100 acres away from anywhere to get covered.
Your revenue back to the Beach and Park District is very generous. Is there a way that could be adjusted so that we wouldn't have to charge the public as much for greens fees?
Yes, very open to that, and we appreciate that as well. We want to make sure that your general fund is taken care of and you can reinvest in other things. That's not the golf course. That's always our approach with beaches and parks departments, is that we want to generate rent and revenues that you can use for other things and don't have to worry about the golf course. But if that's not an important element, then we can make manipulations to our model to provide more access or free golf or increased investment into the property.
And then where would your maintenance area be?
Yeah, so maintenance facility is going to likely be that top middle corner up there above 2. So maintenance facility here will be very small. To maintain a 50-acre piece of parcel is not overly challenging. So we really only need, call it 4 or 5 pieces of equipment and a chemical and fertilizer location. But we typically put those tucked away, especially from the housing and communities, and somewhere that's very accessible for our maintenance crew to get in and out as quick as they can.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thanks for coming.
So just to clarify, the Municipal Golf Partners is KemperSports and Old Tom Capital underneath it?
Strategic partnership
Okay.
that we have. So they bring the vision and expertise in modern golf and the investment capital, and we bring the operating expertise across the board. Now, we do fund our own projects. We're funding a new golf course and cottages at Stream Song today. We have significant investments into some of those municipal youth sports facilities that we have, investments into leases. We're very well capitalized, but the strategic partnership works really well for us here because our dual alignment on investment and their interest and their general partners and limited partners' interest in municipal golf. So could we fund it? Would we? Maybe, maybe not. I don't have that answer, but this partnership works really, really well.
Okay, and then the architects and contractors and subs that you use, you go out and get that once you're secure in a proposal?
Yes, we already have our golf course architect and our clubhouse and landscape architect. DTJ Design did all the Village Hub.
Okay.
McDowell, Dusenberry did all the golf architecture work. So we have them already, and then we would sub out the rest of that.
Okay. And then in terms, the revenue share was very generous compared to other proposals. And you said it was $20 million and it was is that already funded, or is that something that you have to go out and get?
Yeah, we would have to go out and close final commitments, but we have had preliminary conversations with, and these are partners that we are in conversations with throughout several projects that are in our pipeline. So again, we try to bring them up to speed on everything that we're working on. So it's more of a finalization of the plan and then a delivery of some of that information to finalize capital partners.
Okay.
But they're all very close to us in our network.
Yeah, and the example of that is Blue Jeans, where they led the $20 million capital raise of Blue Jeans Golf, which fits, with those capital partners, fits exactly into this profile for them.
Okay, and then you guys said that you've had a lot of P3 partnerships over the years. Have there been any recently that have been terminated due to like being in the red in terms of golf course?
No.
No.
We, over the past 5 years, the only contracts that we've had terminated are a private client selling a property. But we have 98% retention rate. Our first client, Vernon Hills, has been a client for 45 years. And our municipal partners average, right now 20 years of length together.
And then last question, there is a class action lawsuit that was filed against KemperSports in 2024 for data breach. Would that, whatever the outcome of that would be, would that impact this?
Not at all, no.
Okay. Okay, I think that, oh, and then the other thing, the swimming pool and the gym, for me, I don't know if that would be something that, on my end, I would want to do. I mean, we plan on building the field house ourselves, and then usually the city runs, our facilities, and they do a fantastic job. So there are partners in that, so I'm not sure if I would be interested in that part of it.
Yeah.
But then the golf uses the top portion, so it's a much smaller footprint, I think.
And we're more than happy to play any role in that, from, developer relationships. And like I said, we're building a, $150 million project in West Henderson, Nevada right now. So we have a lot of, as a partner, we can offer a lot of opportunities to help with that. But most community assets like that aren't sports tourism driven are run by Parks Department or city.
Right.
If there was a sense that the rest of this land could be used to drive sports tourism, which is even more massively undersupplied right now than golf, then our team can assist with that. And this being the market it is, there's probably some really good opportunity for, what we're seeing is baseball, flag football, soccer, and volleyball right now.
Okay. Anybody else have any other questions? Nope. Okay. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Testing.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Malcolm Butters, Butters Construction Development, and we're here with our great team, Mr. James Miller, Juan Caicedo, our architect, and Jose Altador. And we're just going to start with a brief video, and then we're going to get into our presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm very excited to have two outstanding student athletes here with us today from St. Andrews School. As you've said, Delaney, an amazing basketball player, and Chris Angelo, both a lacrosse and football player for St. Andrews. So they're here to talk to us about indoor recreation and about the organization they've started at St. Andrews. So I welcome them up to the lectern.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mayor and fellow councilmen. My name is Chris D'Angelo, and sorry about the hair, the Chiefs one.
Hi, my name is Delaney Beakley, and I started the Club of Athletes Without Limits at St. Andrews.
I just want to start off by saying we aren't on behalf of any league or organization. We're just two kids who want to see some change.
So we have 87 members in our club at school, and our club is about helping special needs athletes in any way possible. And since we both grew up in Boca and played every sport you can imagine, it's a topic we're very passionate about. And you're talking to first team all-county offense for football.
And if we're going to give each other credit, again, Palm Beach Post Player of the Week over here.
So clearly we're pretty well versed in this topic, and Boca's parks and outdoor space come second to none, but an area that we can improve on is indoor recreation space.
Did you know that the field house in Sugar Sand Park is currently the only gym in the city that's not school officiated or privately owned? Most recreational teams have to practice outside, and due to Florida's weather, they're mostly canceled practices. And for example, like Delray and Wellington have town-sponsored travel programs that they have their own gym space. And these tournaments that were hosted by the city provide tremendous income to the local community in the form of hotel rentals and restaurant sales.
So most of these events that Chris is talking to occur in the summer months, helping fill hotels when Boca doesn't have as many tourists. I worked with High Five. I've noticed the need for more gym space. They turn down people and they have a wait list. I'm not speaking on behalf of them, but I've known this from personal experience.
And from personal experience, with High Five, my older brother has autism, and so I tried to get him involved in that High Five program, and he wasn't able to join because they don't have enough gym space, and they can't have that many athletes play because of the missing gym space.
I've thought this through, when I saw the presentation coming through. We've had these conversations before, maybe when I wasn't an elected, but the space is an issue, and it's been an opportunity, especially after COVID, because before COVID, we were able to use a lot of the gyms for the schools. We were able to partake in those. So I know that they've changed the rules, but I know maybe this is an interim, when we talk about partnerships and collaboration, maybe it's time to go back to the district and see if they're willing until we have a solution, because I don't know if...
Thanks for your advocacy of people that may not be able to advocate for themselves. It takes a lot of courage to do that, and it's very thoughtful of you, so I appreciate that. Along the lines of what Ms. Strucker and Mr. Brown were saying, Beach and Parks District, Boca Chica area, I know the planning stages of the re-envisioning of that area is still in flux. It has not yet been 100% ascertained, so that might be something to look into in terms of the strategic partnerships. I know there was a discussion.
And thank you for those two brave young students. So we're here, and we spent the first 4 minutes of our presentation because you could see the number one need of all of the applicants or submittals so far is field houses. We can make an argument, we need more golf, we don't need more golf, but the one indisputable fact is there's a need for more field houses. And we've brought that solution to you. In the city now, this great city of Boca Raton, there is only 2 indoor basketball courts. Only 2. With our proposal, there will be at least, we will triple it, and we'll get to 6 now. And this city deserves more, and we're going to go through our proposal, and I'm going to show you why we're really unique. So, we're connecting through the community with sports and recreation. It's going to be a year-round facility and a central hub. It's going to be affordable. It's going to be accessible for community events, and every resident will be able to participate in this. The advantages, and if you want, James, maybe you want to talk about some of the advantages on this thing and the critical need?
Meets the critical need for the indoor field house that everyone is speaking about over here. We're looking for 5 acres. Minimal traffic impact, no noise to adjoining residential, improves mental and physical health for residents through year-round climate control play, increases community connection by providing a central hub for leagues, tournaments, and events, offers inclusive programming for all ages, from youth clinics, camps, to adult leagues and senior activities. We're a well-capitalized partnership, and I can't see anything.
Oh, sorry. So, like, you know, we support and we work with all the different programs. So a lot of the applicants before us, you know, they had their own special programs. We're open. We're very receptive. We want to work with Boca Hoops. We want to work with High Five Basketball. Obviously, we generate a lot of economic benefit, like those two young ladies and men said in the video. We could do a lot of different things in there, including birthday parties and corporate events. And we work with all the things from Boca Hoops to Sabres. And like we said before, this is a multi-sport facility. This is the #1 need that this community needs. We're very well managed. Mr. Miller, James here, runs 2 of these in New York City already, so this is not something that's new to us. Jose Altador, who, come here, I don't know if you know, but Jose, he runs Sogility. He's a partner with us, and Jose is the top U.S. men's national soccer player. Don't be modest. Tell him what you did.
Yeah. Played 20 years professional soccer. Grew up here in Boca Raton, remain a resident of Boca Raton, and honored to be here to present a project that can provide lasting impact to the community and be as grateful as it was for me in my journey.
Did we lose it? I think we lost something. Brianne? Oh, there we go. Sorry. So about our project design, and you know, a lot of the other applicants, they asked, you know, do you have a contractor? Do you have an architect? Yes, you know, as you guys know, I live in the city. We are contractors. We built the Boca ice rink. We're building Boca paddle. We've built many, many other facilities in the city. Mr. Juan Caicedo, our brilliant architect, is very well known. He's probably built more facilities in the city than any architect that I know. So very modern design, in keeping with the other architecture for both North Park and Boca Paddle. Again, it's going to be a 40-foot clear, no-column facility, so very flexible, able for basketball, volleyball, indoor soccer training with Jose's program. Again, very contemporary, and you could see there's soccer in there, there's basketball. All those things are movable, so it's very multifunctional. And one of the nice things about this project, as opposed to some of the others, this is a small piece of land. We're looking only for 5 acres. You could approve us, and you could still do the golf, or you could do the surf park, or you could do the Boys and Girls Club, and they're all great projects. We like them all. We're compatible with all of them. We situated this on the southwest corner of 2nd Avenue and Jeffrey, and it fits nicely and would work well with all the prior proposals or tomorrow night's proposals. Here's a rough layout of it. You could see there's 4 basketball courts. Again, right now, there's only 2, I repeat, 2 in the entire city. So this would make 6 in the city with our 4. There's also a field house. And again, James and I, we were talking, there's a lot of flexibility. If you guys said, hey, you know, we think there's a need for more courts, we proposed 40,000 feet. And Jose wants to do a bigger turf area, so we can go larger, but you know, we're open to suggestions, but we started with this, at least initially. And again, you can see the location. We're in section 12, which is this nice little own section. And again, just some pictures on all the different sports we do, from soccer to basketball to volleyball, and all different ages. And you know, James has also for kids, and I know Aaron's big on youth programs. There could be bounce houses. This summer, there's leagues and camps and all that. So it's not only for people who play basketball or volleyball. And again, you can have corporate events there. Generally speaking, the project, 40,000 feet. You could see we have 4 basketball courts. There could be 6 volleyball courts. It's going to cost us about $10 million. We have the money. This is all cash. Again, a lot of the other proposals, they have to raise it, but we have it. It's affordable. And again, the team is an amazing team with Jose and myself and James. Again, we've done this many, many times before. And here is James' facilities in New York, Boca Ice, and there it is. And there's Jose's Sogility and the Carmel Sports. So, again, we won't go through the marketing pan. You can see it's all local teams. Some of the other teams are not local. We're all local. And we meet all the critical needs, and we're here to answer any questions. And Aaron's telling me to move.
Thank you. Okay, Bob?
Good to see you gentlemen. Full disclosure, I have spoken with Mr. Butters and Mr. Miller previously, and I proposed a question to them which asked them to investigate is the use of the facility by youth sports programs. Most notably, you mentioned the High Five program, but there's also, with Mr. Altador's involvement in that, I'm sure there must be some kind of a soccer component to that as well. We are in sore need of indoor space for recreational activities. Given the weather, it's been mentioned before, with in the summer, in the tropics, it's difficult being outdoors. How would you manage the youth sports programs compared to looking at other more moneyed activities that you might have from adults using or other programming elements that might be in conflict with what you have with the youth sports programs, whether it's volleyball or basketball or whatever?
Well, so far with the discussions that we've had, we've done our studies with regards to what does work best in Boca, differently than my facilities that I have in New York. We found, like, for example, with the 4 basketball courts that we're showing over there, we have the opportunity where we could do 8 courts. And speaking with the Boca basketball club that's out there now, and speaking with Adam, we're going to extend each of the courts by 10 feet. So for the people, like the kids that are under 11, we would be able to go with a half court, and they would be able to make each court into 2 courts. Our first priority is to take care of the community. We want to work very closely with you guys, and the youth will be taking up the majority of the time. The adult programs will come later on in the evening and stuff like that. But the #1 priority is going to be taking care of the youth and the special needs programs that are needed in Boca.
And just to add, Bob, actually 2 of my sons were both in High Five and still in High Five basketball. And Catherine, my beautiful wife over there, let us know, like when we were doing the presentation, we reached out to my sons and their partners, their athletes, and said, and they play right here at Sugar Sands every Sunday. And we said, like, what do you think of it? And they said, the problem is, obviously it's rushed. You saw the 2 student athletes. There's not enough court space to accommodate all those athletes. And what happens is, these are special needs kids, so they get rushed off, after the hour of, Sunday morning, and they can bond with their mentors, like, with my son and his athlete. So this would give them a facility where they can, do more than that 1 hour. They could do their hour of basketball and then go have a soda or whatever. And that's what I think, is needed here.
It's also just as an effort with regards to the turf and everything. It's not just going to be an afternoon program. One of the problems that we have in Boca is, again, from that 9 to 5 time period and stuff like that, for the youth that's out there, moms are going to be able to come in there. We'll have a bounce house, park benches, and things like that on the turf field that they're going to be able to come in there, pay $10, and have a place that they could come and go to a playground and not have to worry about the weather, the climate, and all of those things. We took into consideration everything that is needed in the community. One thing that we will be there for is the community. We're going to be a value proposition. That's the bottom line with what we're offering is what the community needs. And the special needs is something that's near and dear to my heart. We do a lot of that in New York, and we will make sure that we take care of them here.
It's funny, this morning I went to Dr. Dennis Fritsch, the podiatrist, just not related to this, but he was saying, good luck tonight. And I said, how do you know about all? And he was on the board for many, many years. And he says, Malcolm, I hope you get it. We have been trying ever since I'm on the board to get a field house. And that was like 8 years ago. That video that I showed you, I knew about the video only because I was at City Council for an office project that we got approved on, and they just happened to be there. And I just saved that video clip because that's 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago. So here we are, everyone acknowledges the need. You guys have been working on it for a long time, and it doesn't mean you can't build more, and you can't build another field house here down the road, but I think we have the ability, James and Jose and myself and Juan, to get this project up and running in 18 months. We've done it. You can see we're doing it with Boca Paddle. We have the money. It doesn't mean you cannot do any more field houses in the city. It means this is the quickest path to meet your need now and fill an immediate need.
I mean, Saber Soccer, with regards to futsal, which, forgetting about the turf, futsal has become a very, very important sport across the entire country. For them, they're now going to be getting involved with not just their travel program, but with regards to their recreational program, they're going to be doing a lot more futsal. They said to me that they could use 16 courts themselves. We're just 4 of them. We're a small, big facility, for lack of a better word, but we're going to fill that need that they have. And it's something that I think that we need to take into consideration. Like Malcolm says, we could have this up in 18 months, no problem. And having this guy involved in the program is going to be excellent. We have a very strong team. And that's what I believe the key is to us, is the strength of the team that we have over here.
I mean, Jose could tell you a little bit about his program, and Agility. Tell him all the things that you're doing now.
Yeah, so Agility is a technology-infused tech training facility. So right now we have 6 locations that we operate across the Midwest of the United States. And being from Boca Raton, I thought it was only natural to kind of find a way to give back to that need that Malcolm and James both address in terms of a lack of field space and a lack of indoor space for soccer players. And we saw today with the team getting the proclamation just how important it is that we support our young players and our young athletes and give them a space where they can play and feel safe. And so Agility provides that with data-driven technology, all held in an app where all the data and technology is stored in terms of results. So it's no guessing about whether your kid is improving. You have all the data to see that.
Thank you. As Bob mentioned, I also met with Mr. Miller and Mr. Butters and understand their proposal. Thank you very much for solving a community need. I think the biggest challenge for all of us is you will be working on a for-profit type facility, and it's how do we make it community accessible, and we're going from a range of nonprofit. It's, I don't expect that, Boys and Girls Club, $30 a month, or a year, $30 a year for a family, phenomenal, and so we're really trying to solve a community need of many things and making it affordable for people and meeting that community need. And I think it will be kind of like in the contractual relationship how you can do that. But it's a terrific proposal.
I think, Craig, I think at the end, James has budgeted, I think it was $75 an hour for a court. When you break it down per kid, even if at 10 people, 10 players, and usually more, but that's, $7 an hour. So that's pretty affordable space, And I think the challenge is, and it is a balance, right? When you get to the nonprofits and you can see how they struggle, like the Y, well, we have to get the money. Or the Boys and Girls Club, we have to get the money. And it's going to be 4 years and 5 years. So yeah, we're not going to apologize. Hopefully we make some money. I can tell you Boca Ice makes a little bit of money. Hopefully Boca Paddle makes a little bit of money. But we're here to serve. We're providing a service. Hopefully there's a little bit of money for us too. We're not going to apologize for it. But yeah, we're here. We have the capital now. And we're going to provide that need and meet that need today. And again, if God bless you, if you guys want to build another field house in Sugar Sand, it's all, we'd love that. But we're here to solve that need today so that the kids that are small, they don't see it when they're grandchildren. They'll be old if we wait. Look at Dr. Fritsch. He told you they've been working on this for 10 years. those two students on the video, they're already in college. And that's 2 years ago almost. So we're here to solve a problem today.
So you're looking for 5 acres, and you'll provide $10 million and build out the facility and the programming.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, no, there's no financial contribution from the district. Zero.
Thank you.
The thing to realize is the Boca basketball is charging $280 for their program right now. If it increased to $300, which is $20 more per family over a 10-week period of time, it's 20 kids that are playing per team. I mean, with the 2 teams that are playing. You're talking about $2 a person more per week in order to have a facility done exactly the way that they want it, because I've spoke directly with them. So we're gonna have a facility exactly the way that they want it. It's not gonna be with 10-foot hoops when they need 8-foot hoops. We're gonna have the NBA baskets that will be there that are all movable. So when you really break it down, you're talking about $2 per person more per week than they're paying right now. It's not that the program is free to them. They're already paying $280. We're talking about that they would have to increase it to $300 to give them a first-class operation, exactly, because I've had the conversations with them, exactly the way that they would want the facility.
Yeah, and I think, Craig, when you look at the other proposals, and whether it's the golf course, like the Kemper people, which was a great proposal, or the Newell, which is also a great proposal, and the surf people that are going to be here tomorrow night, we're looking to make a money. They need a return on their investment in order to justify the risk. So I think no one here is going to apologize, I think, but if we get these things up and running, we are a world-class facility. I think right now, we didn't have 2 sheets of ice. Now we have 2 sheets of ice. We're going to have the largest indoor pickleball facility. We have the ability now to have one of the best indoor field houses. We have the most amazing soccer, program in the country with Jose. So I think and we're sharing with revenue. So I think, and it's 5 acres. To me, it's a very easy decision. Like when you start looking at 30 and 120 acres, there's a little bit more thought. When it's 5 acres, it's like a rounding error in a way.
Thank you.
Malcolm, always good to see you.
Always good seeing you, Mr. Engel.
Thank you. A couple of questions. Insofar as this facility is concerned, is there going to be an annual membership fee? Is that going to be broken down by family, or?
No, it's a pay-as-you-go.
Pay-as-you-go. So that means it will be open to everybody?
Everybody.
And everybody will be paying the same?
No. The non-for-profits will be paying half the amount of money that the for-profits will be paying, which is in there as well.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you clarified it for me.
Right, but in addition to that, you're going to have what I'm going to call the seniors and stuff like that, that during the day, when it's hot out, when it's raining and all of those other things, it gives them the ability to come in. Maybe they want to take a walk around the turf fields for $10.
Okay.
Giving them the ability to come in and use the facility, because it's a community center. We're doing this with you guys for the public, and we're going to offer what is needed here at a very advantageous price to the community.
Steve, there's going to be senior basketball leagues. There's a lot of programs like we have at the ice rink now. There's senior hockey leagues, people my age, believe it or not, playing hockey. But there's like he's at Mommy and Me type classes in the morning. So depending on the time of day, and there's high five potentially basketball on Sundays. And then Jose has his, program. So, there's so many needs to just have air-conditioned space in this city. We're going to fill it. Yeah. And we're going to make and balance it out between the profits and the nonprofits. And, the district might have their programs too.
Yeah, there's no doubt that we need another field house. And Dennis was right. We've been needing it for more than 10 years.
And we'll bring it in on budget. You know our track record in the city. We're contractors, so we've already bid it out and priced it out. So it's not going to be like a situation they had. Well, it's $15 million in it. It's $18 million. Stewart's here, our partner. We bought the Boca paddle. That's on budget. We didn't have any issues there. And, you know, we're not going to have any surprises like, so I think that's the guarantee you get with us.
Okay, thanks a lot. Yeah, sure.
Generally speaking, these facilities unto themselves, when they're doing an individual sport or whatever it may be, it's very difficult for them to make it. But when you add in all of the different things and the programming that we offer, because I've been doing this for 20 years. So when you add in all of the things between all of the sports, the mommy and me's during the day, my friend has a sensory program that he's working with right now. He owns 2 of them. They have 150 people that are coming in on a monthly basis, that are bringing their children in, that are preschool kids, that between all of these things, you have a great center. But you will be at a loss if you're just going out and you're just building a sports center for a few hours a day. That it just won't work. The math doesn't work.
Okay, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Guys, welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Susan.
I do have a question. This seems so affordable. What would your operating costs be for such a large building with, you know, air conditioning, staffing, insurance, you know, all the things that we need in South Florida?
Again, I run this facility right now in New York, and for a facility of this size, $1 million a year.
$1 million a year, okay.
Including insurance, that's what I'm spending in New York right now, and I have a fully air-conditioned place. The place I have in New York is 46,000 square feet.
New York?
I mean, the only difference. Yeah, the only difference, Aaron, might be like obviously, you know, because of hurricanes, but it's not dramatic. Like, you know, this is all new code, right? So it's like the Boca paddle or Bocais, you know, probably more of the liability insurance is more of the issue than the actual building insurance.
Who would you have staffing this?
I would be.
You're gonna, I shouldn't have said just you. As far as your instructors and your core staff, you're not just you, but you know, your instructors and for the different sports. And
like, for example, one of the key things, again, you guys don't know me all that well, one of the key things is I like to surround myself with strength. We've got Josie right here who's going to be taking care of the soccer and stuff like that. As far as the basketball, I've been in contact with many people that are very strong in the community, but we're going to have a very strong staff of people in all of the different areas. My wife, who's here with me right now, she worked in my facility for 15 years with me. She'll be the face that would be at the front desk. I'll be there every single day. And one of the things is we will keep things in line as far as that budget and stuff like that. A lot of these other people, they don't do this for a living. This is what we do. And again, by bringing in the team that we have, that's what my strength is surrounding myself with strength. And I could assure you that we're going to have the strongest team that's out there. I mean, I can't, again, I'm new to this area and stuff like that, but trust me when I tell you, with my passion and with the people that I surround myself with, you will have the #1 facility that'll be in the country. I could assure you of that. Not a maybe sort of a situation. Like I did when I was in New York, I did for breast cancer. We raised $5 million. I had Agassi, Sampras, and McEnroe in consecutive years. I had the top players that were in the world. That's my strength, is team building and surrounding myself with people like I have over here. And I'm positive the same thing would be here.
Josie, how do you staff your Sogility school?
Yeah, so for Sogility, we tend to use elite soccer players. So whether they be former pros who are looking for kind of an afterlife on what to do kind of post-career, that's been a really driving force for us. And then, you know, throughout my career, when you look at the other sports involved in the facility, you know, I have many colleagues that have played, you know, the highest level in the NBA, representing the country at the Olympics. And so we feel like we have a strong team amongst this 4 here to build out each sport with elite level, both coaching and ability, both former players and coaches.
And thank you for including the special needs community. That's very near and dear to my heart. So, you know, you guys, I've got a lot to think about now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So It's great that you guys are trying to reach as many people as possible, I think, in the community. I think that's great. Will you have an operating reserve fund?
James, are you going to set up like an annual operating reserve fund to stash away when things get slower?
We absolutely could. It wasn't something that I had in the plans, but we certainly could have an operating reserve fund.
But the flip side, we're building this for cash. So really, the main expense we're going to have is probably labor, right? So James, again, his family's actively involved. Josie's actively involved. And depending on the level, the more activities, the more labor, which is a good thing. So we're not going to have the pressure of, higher land costs, of course, thanks to hopefully with the city and working something out. Again, we modeled it after the concession agreement we did at Boca Paddle. And, and the facilities cash, so we don't have to deal with municipal bonds or anything like that, and higher interest rate or lower interest rates. So I think it's very manageable and very low risk, honestly.
Okay. Did anybody else have any other questions? Nope.
I just want to add that it's been longer than 8 years. I got on the commission and we were talking about another field house. We got this one built, but then for the last 20 years we've been talking about it. So I'm excited to hear the possibility of getting something done in 18 months, if that does actually.
Well, we'll get it done in 18 months, Bob.
I have no doubt. I have no doubt. Thank you.
I think what Craig said, though, was super important about making sure that the community leagues have an affordable place to play, and that there's space for them to play there.
It's the number one
Because,
priority,
again, we wouldn't want to build a field house that the community isn't able to use, obviously.
And we approached, Boca Hoops and High Five, and they're very supportive. But they're not going to come here and put their seal of approval until we get things going. They're looking for proof that we're going to get this thing. So I think as part of our negotiation, the concession agreement, we certainly could work out what the deal will be with all these nonprofits.
Well, I think so long as it's accessible without a club membership, that the community can join it at their leisure at whatever hourly rate that is affordable, because that's a big interest to us. I mean, we're providing the land. I know you're providing the construction cost and the management, but we need a place where it can be a community, truly a community facility where the community can enjoy it.
Yeah, and we're looking forward to it. I just met the terrific team from Boys and Girls Club. I had no idea. I've been living in the city now for like 20, 30 years. I had no idea. They're sandwiched and behind a melting pot or something. It's crazy. So we're happy to work with them until they raise the money that they need for a world-class facility like they have in Deerfield. The Jim and Jan Moran one on the corner of on Hillsborough Boulevard there and Dixie. We're happy to work with them. So maybe it's a stepping stone that they could run some programs, because those are terrific kids that they brought out tonight. And it's not different. I mean, they have their own programs, but we're happy to help them get out of that facility they're at now and proof of concept so they could raise money and hopefully be next door to us too. We'd love to have them next door to us.
Our number one priority is the community. And I understand that that's your number one. That's our number one priority, is the community. Before anyone else has opportunities, any of the travel programs, in all of the different sports, it's going to be for the Boca community, number one, first and foremost. And it's a definite sort of a situation. It's not maybe. That is our number one priority. That's why we're doing this. It's not about getting rich off of this facility over here. It's a matter of a legacy of bringing this thing together, and instead of it being discussion, having a beautiful facility that Juan has put together, that we've worked very closely, and we know after this being my third facility what works and what doesn't work and all of those different things, that it'll be spectacular for our community. That's what the thing is. This is what we need here, 100%. And it's not just 4 basketball courts, and we know with that program that we could put 8 basketball courts on those 4 basketball courts for the 11 and under, as well with the special needs and all of that stuff. So we have opportunity together to make something really special.
And Like for Jose, like that, if you had that 40,000 feet and the turf area, like 10,000 feet, like how many kids and how many programs would you be able to run?
Yeah, so with that space, we'd be able to run, well, how we run it is we divide the field in 4. So up to 8 kids per quadrant can train with a coach. So, sorry, my math is not great, but 32 kids per hour will train on the field at one time. Sorry about that. And obviously, we'd be able to repeat that every hour with making sure kids are on the field with a coach getting high-level soccer training.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Okay, we are going to go ahead and open the floor up to public requests, or public comment, sorry. The microphone for public requests is right over here. Looking at the stage, it's to the right. And this will be comments on the 5 presentations that you saw tonight. How many minutes are we doing? 3? Please state your name and your address, and you have 3 minutes for your comment. Hold on one second. Is that on?
Okay. Hi, my name is Paul Africano. I live at 280 Northwest 67th Street. It's going to be at the top portion of the northwest corridor of the park. I'm here because there was a proposal that was agreed upon for the golf to be in that portion of the park. And now I'm seeing you guys want to put like the surf park and all this kind of stuff over there. Of the proposals today, I think Newell Golf is the best one I saw. Even leaves 12 acres, I believe, if you wanted to put the field house that just got presented over there. I think that'd be a good idea, especially with the quick construction. And that's really it. I think we should stick to the plan of golf in that portion of the park. And that's about it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
My name is Harold Chaffee. I'm the it's very loud. I live at 6200 North 2nd Avenue in the prison of Keep Golf in Boca. It was a very interesting evening. There's a lot of great proposals. I still have, I guess I have to start off with the YMCA. I always believe in the YMCA. Why? Because it doesn't cost people that much money to join or be there. I think it is a yearly fee, okay, but it's marginal compared to anything else. It's more family-oriented than anything else. There's no court fees. They have volunteers. There's a lot of less expenses. The average family can afford it. Anybody can, because I know that we were in Bergenfield. Lots of my kids learned how to swim. My kids in North Carolina, they went to YMCA. They learned all kinds of sports, soccer, everything else. Actually, my youngest granddaughter was in soccer, and she learned in the YMCA, and she wound up going on to win a full scholarship at college. It's not always about the money, or people have money to do it. I mean, we've been waiting 10 years for anything to be done on this property. It's to do it right. I don't think that the beach and parks really is that in need of that much money, that they need revenue from something that could be that beneficial to the community. Like I said, the YMCA, I think, is the best as far as a field house or some place for people to go. As far as the golf course, I was always under the assumption that basically you do it right or you don't do it at all. To stick a small little golf course in the corner and hope that it succeeds, that's not what I really think. I think we need a versatile golf course that can take care of educate young people, get them out of the bedrooms, get them away from cell phones, get them out and play. It just has to be very versatile for every group. I have to nurture the children up to play golf, to get them out in the open, fresh air. as far as, like I said, the YMCA still, yeah, okay, they need the money, $3 million to start something, but I think in the future, over a period of time, there'll be something really beneficial to the community. Even whatever you want to do, they'll always raise money. People believe in the association. The field house, yeah, we always need a field house, but for $150 to play teams, all you're talking about is teams. You're not talking about people. You're talking about families. You're talking about teams. Team has to come in and rent for $150. If individuals want to use it, it's not like, how much does it cost the people to use your field house that you run with the city? Practically nothing.
Well,
Not that
there is independent contractors that do use the facility at some point, Harold, but the leagues themselves pay nothing to play in the field house.
Yeah. Yeah, well, what I'm saying is for $150, what people pay, am I finished? Or I'm finished, that's it. I'm just saying for $150 for leagues to play, it's better if you run it, because it's much more economical to residents and also the clubs. We don't need another money maker for somebody else. Thank you.
But the basketball leagues that the kids participate in, you still have to pay for that, so.
In which one you're talking about? You
To
mean
be in
the
the
field house
league,
that you
to be in the basketball league, you still have to pay for that. It's not a free league or anything like that.
Yeah, but it's a lot less expensive than paying $150 per I don't even, for a court, I don't even, it's for an hour, I have no idea.
Thank you, Harold.
Thank you.
Hello, Commissioners. Robert Duquette, 5351 Northwest 3rd Terrace. As all commissioners are aware, the Florida Attorney General affirmed the restrictions on the districts, which precludes the sale, leasing, or otherwise conveying district land using the term concession agreement is clearly an effort by the district to circumvent this restriction and clearly violates the intent of the district's enabling legislation. If the purpose of the P3 is to raise funds for district operations, then the district has much more valuable land, such as Ocean Strand. Maybe you should build a hotel there, and you could have kayak rentals or a pickleball court there if that's really your objective. I don't think it is, but I don't think it should be looking at as a P3 here. As a matter of fact, the district spent over $1 million on consultants for your previous golf attempts to have the golf course here. Surely that $1 million could be used in some way and updated to try to use some of that and have the district use the funds to actually build the golf course, hire someone to run it, and then you own it, and you don't have to worry about the P3 complications. Another thing that obviously you've all seen is the Save Boca group and how they've emphasized traffic. A lot of these recommendations have traffic coming off of Clipmore Road on a hill on the side of the bridge, on either eastbound or westbound. That is typically traffic going 50 to 60 miles an hour down there. I mean, that, if you haven't looked at the traffic study, as a matter of fact, thanks Sue and thanks Aaron for discussing traffic and the importance of a traffic study when it comes to these proposals. Also, as far as your grading, are you looking at the consistency with your own consultants and what they have recommended? Obviously, you had a master plan, and which ones of these are close to the master plan? And how consistent are these proposals with the residential area? I can tell you a driving range, such as the mini Top Golf that we just saw, the typical nets at Top Golf, 150 feet high. I mean, that's good that obviously people aren't going to be getting hit by golf balls, but certainly not very conducive to being in someone's backyard. Even when there were proposals for developers on this land, they had anywhere from 100 to 150 foot buffers between houses so that you wouldn't be encroaching on someone else's space. So again, I just think that especially with the traffic issue and some of the areas, they're just too close to the current condos or housing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, council. Good to see y'all again. Wayne Whitfield. I'm living at 5620 Northwest 3rd Terrace. And I just wanted to kind of reiterate some of the things that were already said. I am a proponent of the golf. I have been, spent the many hours doing the process that we went through with Middle Leg and voting and getting the feedback of what the residences truly want here. Great proposals. I believe in all of those, what they stand for, what they mean for, helping the kids, community involvement. I truly believe in all those, and I truly believe that there's a place for each one of those somewhere. But because we are confined to the limitations of what we have here as far as available property, I truly believe that we need to highly consider the traffic factor, and that was mentioned and Rob mentioned as well. Because I see how much traffic, these are families bringing their kids, dropping them off and on, not just the kids, adults, what have you. These are vehicles that are going to be stuck in traffic, waiting to get into a parking lot, waiting for an open space. It's going to be like school zones all the time, and you're talking about packing these facilities, where we already have Boca paddle going in. We have the traffic garden, which is great to see the kids there. I drive by it every day, multiple times a day. So I really think that the traffic factor needs to be seriously taken into consideration. I thought that the master plan had the perfect balance of everything, along with the golf course, with the proper positioning of a driving range to the northwest quadrant, where it's least affecting homeowners. And I really think that that's what is going to be most conducive to a residential environment is, having a activity like golf. So anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Art Turple, 19155 Fairlawn Way, Boca Raton. First, thank you today for the recognition for the young ladies with Team Boca. It's greatly appreciated. Look, regarding the field house, there's absolutely no question there is a need for gym space in this town. My concerns are how it is allocated and what is done with it, and I appreciate both the gentlemen who have this altruistic view of helping the community, but 75 an hour, 150 an hour, let me see where it goes. Are the youth going to get 2 hours a day? Are they going to get 6 hours a day? I know what the city and the district goes through, splitting the baby, Solomon's baby, when we're over here fighting for every inch of space for Sabre Team Boca with basketball, volleyball, open gym, dancing, fencing. So he could build 16 gym and we would fill them, but he's only going to build 4. So good luck with an agreement. There's an old saying, when all things are said and done, a lot more said than done. So good luck with an agreement that somehow addresses how the youth sports are allocated out. In the city, they've got an almost impossible job in allocating the gym space we have here now. Now it's no longer a city function where we can come and ask for help as residents, constituents. We now have a private individual who's going to divide Solomon's baby. And, it's not going to be easy. So do we need the space? If that's the only way we can get these 4 gyms, I'm all for it. 4 will be better than 2. It'll be 6. But still, how are we going to allocate it? And, if we don't get any gym space over there, or we get 2 hours, 2 days a week, we're going to be coming talking to the district, because the district's the one that made the arrangement with the private individuals. So Good luck. I hope it works. The one thing, everybody's in agreement. We need field house space. Thank you.
Thanks, Art.
Hi, I'm Kathy Fernley from 5991 Northwest 4th Avenue, and I enjoyed all the presentations, and I'm still shocked about the fact that we're listening to presentations again. After all the presentations that we went through and we got something hammered out, I thought, for the whole place before, and then I heard the rumor that, you know, they were asking for things to be put in, and I thought it was a done deal. And I think just kind of like downtown Boca, it was like, well, yeah, how things change, it never seems to be the same. It never gets finished and at a stopping point. I do still like the fact of having more golf in there. I like both of the golf proposals, probably like the first one, and I like the idea of the YMCA because it incorporates a lot of the age groups and it doesn't cost a lot. When the last group was talking, I was thinking $10. What if your kid wanted to play 3 times a week? I mean, for your average little person that maybe doesn't make a lot of money, that could be a big bite to them, so maybe that field house would be inaccessible. And so for that reason, I wasn't crazy about it, but I know in the original thing that we had way back when, there was a field house off in the corner of the southwest part of the property, you know, which could be the YMCA, or it could be the field house where they wanted it, the last people wanted it. But I don't know if you're still having a splash pad for the children. I mean, where did that go? You know, I mean, the multi-walking paths seem to like vanished. So, you know, I mean, I'm glad that you guys are still working on it. I'm glad you are going to get it done because 10 years has been a long time waiting, you know, but it seems like a lot of money has been spent just trying to get a lot of different proposals and things like that. And I'm looking forward to being over. And so, you know, hopefully we get to vote on it again at some point. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else have any public comment? No? Okay. Commission discussion. Okay.
I'm sorry, what would you like to do?
Well, the next item on the agenda is commission discussion, but we can hold off on that and do it all after the 4 presentations tomorrow, if that's, everybody's in consensus on that, since it's 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
And we have 4 presentations tomorrow, so we can go ahead and discuss things after the 4 presentations tomorrow.
I'm agreeable to that. I mean, I think overall, it's been a great night. I'm very surprised at the proposals, and I think they were all good. I think we're all looking for what's in it for the community and how we can do things. So I'm very conscious of the prices that people pay, and I think that's an overriding theme. And when we're done with all this, I really want to go back after the city, what we do for a beach pass, we need to bring it down. You know, it shouldn't be $85. We got to, if the girls and boys clubs can have something for $30 a year, I think we can do something. We need to be conscious of just lowering some of the costs to the average resident and just make it affordable. So all these things going in are very important. And I appreciate the opportunity with the nonprofits really participating. So,
Aaron, the question is for discussion. And then the rating of these proposals would be done when?
Supposed to be done tomorrow.
So in other words, after the final proposal is done tomorrow, we hear from the community, then we rate the proposals, And then, and that's when we announce the seating order of the different options.
Yeah, I mean, unless everybody's not ready to rank at that point and we push it off to the next meeting. But we all agreed at our last meeting that everybody wanted to rank right after the second day of presentations. So.
Okay, I'll bring lunch.
I'd like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Okay. Steve says he'll have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I'm good with whatever the commission wants to do.
I mean, I think we see the presentations tomorrow. We plan on ranking and having a good discussion about everything. And if everybody's not comfortable ranking, then we can talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah?
I'm good
Okay.
with that.
So any reports and discussion items, though, for this meeting that anybody has anything on?
Madam Chair, if I may quickly?
Yes.
Not on a report, but to the extent that you've agreed by consensus to defer any further conversation this evening on the proposers that came before you this evening, and to defer a decision of whatever sort to tomorrow night, I would suggest you do it by motion to confirm for the record that that's your intentions and that you'd simply confirm your approach for tomorrow night's meeting.
Okay.
There's a motion to essentially defer any further discussion or review until you get through the evaluations tomorrow night, and leave it at that on the record, so the record is clear on the subject.
Move that. What the heck's going on? Do we pay the bill?
You want to use mine?
I can have.
Okay.
I can offer that.
I move that we defer any discussion items relating to the proposals till we have completed the proposals presentation tomorrow night, October 7th.
Second.
Madam Chair, if I can, with that motion being in order legally, Brianne has asked me to raise an issue which I would raise independently as your lawyer as well. You don't have a cone of silence provision in your procurement relationship. It's not in state law. It's not in the special act that controls you. But to the extent that between now and tomorrow night, it would be an insulation to protect you and to protect the public and to protect those who are vendors who've yet to come before you, is to essentially impose upon yourself by volunteerism a cone of silence, which means you can't talk amongst yourself anyway, but you certainly would be immune from having to speak to third parties and listen to the matters and items that come before you tomorrow night with a clean slate. I would urge you, within the motion that you've made, Commissioner, to include a cone of silence to protect yourselves, the public at large, as well as those who've yet to be heard.
And I'll amend that motion to include a cone of silence to extend until the conclusion of business at our meeting tomorrow night.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Second.
Okay. Roll call.
Commissioner Ernst?
Yes.
Commissioner Engel?
Yes.
Commissioner Rollins?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogelsang? Commissioner Wright?
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Okay. Did you have anything? Oh, we need a motion to adjourn, sorry. It's a long meeting, yes.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Second? Who seconded? Okay, roll call.
Okay, Commissioner Ernst?
Yes.
Commissioner Engel?
Yes.
Commissioner Rollins?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogelsang?
Yes.
Commissioner Wright?
Yes,
Motion passes.
we are adjourned.